Welcome to one and only Professor Kalinga. Today, we are honored to host a special guest whose significant contribution to the youth development have left a lasting impact in India and beyond. And please join me in welcoming Mr. Elvis Goes. Hello, sir. How are you?
Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor, Kalinga, to really have this conversation with you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, right now, 8:30 a.m. and you are live at on Professor Kalinga at India at 2:30 p.m. How are you feeling? Bit
I
bit
am I'm
bit
feeling
sleepy?
great. You woke me up on a weekend. No, I'm feeling great. I'm excited to have this conversation with you.
Absolutely. So, guys, whoever is watching right now, almost 10 Indian fans are watching right now. Just wanted to let you know that he is right now in the Portugal. Don't ask any question related to Cristiano Ronaldo right now. Hold off your question, and we'll talk more on the grassroots of Indian football and the youth development of Indian football, which has been a question in the recent times after the AFC Asia Cup exit from early exit for India. Before going to that, I'd like to know more about Elvis.
Boy, where do I begin? I mean, it's like this question has been asked before. Let's I would say to you that as far as football is concerned, like to start in 1976, when my dad put me on his bicycle, like a cycle, two-wheeler. He didn't have a bike or anything like that. Of course, I grew up in a home. I mean, we were not very poor, we were not very rich, we were middle income, but a working family. Dad was a photographer, mom was a teacher, and dad loved football. And that's how I got introduced to football. So dad put me on his cycle and drove me to Don Bosco's high school. It was a Don Bosco program, Don Bosco Oratory. And there the summer camp was held by Yostak Pereira, who I still know. I still adore that man, a brilliant gentleman from India. He was a SAG coach at that time. He was the director of coaching, I believe, and he was conducting a summer camp, and there were hundreds of kids over there. That was my first official attending of a football program. But my introduction to football and my journey began with my dad watching, traveling basically by bus or by boat and by cycle, going to all the stadiums. He was a big fan of Vasco Sports Club growing up in Goa. And I went and watched every team. I mean, in fact, some of the great players that came from Orcas that time in Mumbai, or ITI, or Punjab Police. I mean, Tangraj, Inder Singh, Brahman. I mean, our Indian players like Brahmananda. Then there was Dominic. There was Bernard, Katao. I mean, these are names that like we grew up watching. And Chaturni. I met Chaturni actually. He had made an offer to play for him when he was with Madras Rubber Factory as a coach. But my journey began there as a football player. And then there was no, I mean, and this is very sad because today there is probably more youth development than during our days. What we were doing more was we were playing football probably 4 or 5 hours a day. We used to play
Absolutely.
sometimes before we went to school. In the school we played, and then after school we played. So we were playing football all the time, and that's. But of course, that passion, drive drove us in that direction. But of course, like you probably want to know what happened after that. We play sub juniors. We get selected in the sub junior level. I got selected for Goa in the junior level. Eventually moved on to the senior level. But when I was with the junior level in Goa, I think we played in Coimbatore, if I'm not mistaken, in Tamil Nadu,
Yes.
and from there I got selected to play for the senior team at Varka Sports Club, which is today Churchill Brothers. Mr.
Yes.
Churchill Alemao supported that project,
Yes.
and I never looked back after that. I was really focused, put a lot of effort in it, and then from there went to Dempos, and from Dempos went to Sezagoa, and then we can talk about it uh, at another time. Yeah, that was the Barca Sports Club
Yes.
representing the Rovers Cup. Um,
Yes.
Man, time has passed by so fast. And there is Churchill Alemão there. And I'm actually the on the right side. If I'm looking, the second guy.
Yeah.
But it's been a journey. Let's put it that way. And here I am. I couldn't have imagined that I'm talking to you. That's the sub juniors, Don Bosco's. There are actually two players over there. A good friend of mine who played with me with Dempo Sports Club is standing right next to me. I was always in a sort of like I don't know how it ended up. I always got this sort of a leadership role. I don't know why, but I mean it's been my blessing, and and
Yes.
and there I'm serving as a captain over there. So it's amazing. But that's my beginning as a football player. That's with you can see we are playing on a dirt field, Dempo Sports
Yes.
Club. You know,
Yes.
sad part about it is those days there was no video cameras or iPhones or this telephones that we can today do so much photography, and we did not have those things. And very sad. I mean, very few memories are there captured in terms of, and these are priceless memories for us. I don't know how you got them, but I mean, so yeah, that's where the football journey began.
And then how you have been a tempo footballer and also played for Churchill Brother. How you reshape your career and moved to a different dimension of the football and help the kid. What is the after the footballing career, you how you remake your career again?
I would say I did not. I opted out of the football career very early.
Hmm.
I was just 23. I
Hmm.
probably would have played for India. I had played in
Hmm.
the All Stars for Goa. I had played
Oh.
for the national. Yeah, I had played for the Santosh Trophy for Goa. And very unfortunate, we lost by 1-0 in the semi-finals against West Bengal. Um, uh, it was one of the greatest. I mean, like, if I cherish some of my memories of football, playing with the likes of Brahmananda Sankwalkar, or Derek Pereira, Mahesh Lotlekar, Nicolas, Custodio Almeida, Camilo Gonçalves, uh, Herbert, um, Mauricio Alfonso. These guys went on to be captains of Indian football, and contributed. Bruno Coutinho was very young at that time. He's a junior to me. But there was Mario Suarez. They were young. There was so many young, talented footballers coming at that time in Goa. And for me, after playing all that, and a bright future in Indian football, I got an opportunity. And my mom is a teacher. She always said to me, "Son, you got to be educated also, apart from
Yes.
playing football." So
Yeah.
even during the my professional career, when I was playing for Dempo Sports Club, for that matter, even when I was playing for Cesar, I enrolled myself in a college and got myself a bachelor's degree. I finished my economics degree while playing professional football in Goa.
Oh.
And lucky for me, because all the coaches, Bob Butland, Armand Kulas, Vishwas Gaonkar, I mean, late Vishwas Gaonkar, he passed away recently. Um, Albert Johannes, many of these guys said, "Okay, no problem, go ahead and finish your education." They used to leave a car outside as soon as the exam was over, jump into this
Oh.
old ambassador, drive all the way to the stadium, in whether in Margao or Kampal Stadium. I remember once I got yelling because I was running a little bit late, and we were already 1-0 down. And and my name was on the roster. So I got dressed, I got warmed up, and then I was ended up with a tie at least, but we could have won that game. But that was those kind of things were happening. Then what happened was I got this opportunity, like I said to you, to move to United States on a scholarship, and that came from a person who really helped me. and some uh, Catholic missionaries who guided me to how to get a visa, how to go, how to apply for a college in United States. You got to understand. I mean, in 89, 19, those things were like today. You can go type on the Google and you have
Yes.
all the information. We were absolutely, I mean, in the antique world, and
Mm,
I got that opportunity. I got a letter of for the University of Utah, and an opportunity to try out with Salt Lake Sting, a professional team. It didn't work out, but
mm,
so I took a leap of faith. My parents were upset, especially my father. I was 23 years old. My dad said, "What are you doing? Where are you going? I mean, how is this going to work out?" um,
absolutely.
it was not easy.
Yeah, it was
I
not easy.
packed my bag. I sold my bike. I sold everything I could. I had only about $800 with me. I bought my ticket and everything, and packed my bags, and rest is just a miracle how I survived and where I am today.
So now you are in Portugal and helping youth footballer in Portugal. How you have been part of Indian setup with
Yeah.
Indian football setup. Now you are part of Portugal setup. What is the difference you see? You are also
Let
youth
me go back a
in
little bit.
India.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
So let me go back a little bit. I go to United States in
Yeah.
1991, beginning of
Yes.
91, end of 1990,
Mm.
and I'm there for almost 16 years. And in
16 years.
2006, yeah, in
Oh,
2006, end of 2006, 2007, beginning, I returned back. Return back means I was doing working on a project with a nice company in India at that time, which is I have a family relationship with them, the
okay,
Chogule Group, and
okay,
they were going to. I gave them an idea to invest in a complex, a sports complex that
okay,
would include the artificial football ground. This was unheard of, and they were really forward thinking. And I got to give credit to Mr. Umaji Chogule. He's the one who invested in it and made it a reality. So we built a sports training facility with the latest, in the sense what was happening in United States in terms of physical medicine treatments, the best training protocol for athletes. That is what I had learned in America.
okay,
So I had
okay.
completed my education over there, finished my
Mm,
masters over there, and
mm,
then I had ventured into sports training, coaching, education. So I had learned
mm,
everything. So I had all this knowledge, and I said I would like to take it back to India because I think it can be put to use. So
true.
I came back all excited, and with the help of we started that project. It was the first artificial football ground in the whole of Asia at that time, South
Oh,
Asia. It was like, I
oh,
mean, between India, I mean, all the SAF
South
countries,
Asia, yeah.
nobody had.
Sub countries.
I mean,
Oh,
we were the first one to install that, and India seniors and juniors played over there. But it was also fitted with a big, massive fitness center, the Chogule Sports Center, where all the technology or everything that you could imagine, and the fantastic sports training protocol. At that time, I worked with Mahindras, I worked with Dampos, I worked with
oh,
Churchill, I worked with everyone as a trainer, basically.
yes.
Um, and then also reached out to Adidas because I had good connections in United States at that time with Adidas.
Okay,
And I
okay,
reached out to them and I said, listen, there is a missing component over here. We do not have a youth football league.
true,
And that's why I
true.
said, I mean, we were the pioneers, and I was helped by a gentleman by name Milton and Kennedy. These were
Okay,
guys who were director of sports and another professor at sports in Don. We all came together. We brought in another few guys, Brahmananda Sankwalkar, Bruno Coutinho. Everyone came
okay.
together. We formed this organization called Youth Football Organization. I
In
went
Goa,
and pitched it to,
in
yeah,
Goa. Okay,
in
yeah,
Goa.
yeah.
I went and pitched that idea to Adidas in Delhi, in Gurgaon.
Ah,
Yeah, I told them, I said, this is an idea that you need to do, I mean, throughout India. So we did it in Delhi, we did it in Bangalore and Goa.
oh,
and sponsored by Adidas. What they gave us was a full kit. That means a
Okay.
jersey, Adidas shorts, Adidas socks, Adidas
Okay.
footballs, and they also
Oh,
paid for the goals, everything. I designed everything based on the American AYSO, American Youth Football
youth
Organization
football
model.
also. Okay.
The coaching manuals were printed,
Oh,
parents manuals were printed, youth manuals were printed, everything. Then I conducted workshops. I mean, it was exhausting, but the saddest part about it was all India Football Federation did not support that initiative because I pitched it. At that time, the general secretary was Albert Kulas. I pitched it to him. I said, "You need to buy this idea. You need to take this forward." And in fact, we got more resentment from local
oh,
associations and federation instead of a support. That
oh.
means, yes, on the outside they supported me, but inside
But the
they
inside,
didn't want it.
the, oh, there's a sad reality of Indian football.
It is sad. I mean, and I'm going to say that because I would like to voice it, because to me it is what is happening. There is no cohesiveness between the two, between the associations and federation. So anyway, fast forwarded, the program ran
No,
well.
I
It,
have
it
one
was
question. I have one question. This is a very,
Go ahead.
very, emotional moment for a Indian football fan. Now you learn from USA and you learn to give it to or share with our Indian people as a Indian, okay, and you did every single thing to make it a successful one. For what? For the Indian football development, Indian grassroots development, and you didn't get a support from All India Federation.
Nope, none, none, zero. And it is sad because if you look at it how it was designed, it would have been the micro. Now today it's happening. I mean, there are people that I have coached and I have worked with in Bangalore or in Bombay or in Goa, and they can all testify to it. We've brought in about 700 kids at a center, and we were doing coaching workshops. There was whatever, and we paid like there was a fee of 500 rupees to register a kid, and with 500 rupees they got Adidas kit.
I just
Now
kid.
tell me, okay, and they got an opportunity to train 2 times a week and come on the weekend and participate in the league. There was a league happening from U6 to U18, U16, I would say, because they're 15-year-olds. And from that, we even selected 4 players. In fact, I would say one of them is still playing in the ISL, Sahil Tavora. We took him to Germany.
Okay,
So
he is
that
he
was
is in Hyderabad. Sahil
in
Tavora.
Hyderabad, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
but that was we were spotting talent, and we would pick up. This would have been a. I mean, you're
massive.
talking about way ahead of time, and it would have been a wildfire. You would have seen small leagues like that cropping up everywhere with youth participating in every district or every small city. Pune, Kolhapur, Hubli, name it. I mean,
True.
Secunderabad. I mean,
Lot of
it
areas,
would have
lot
been
of
it would
talents.
have been amazing. And that's the saddest part. So if people think, hey, Elvis, I'm sometimes sound very negative when I make my comments on the social media, or I'm very critical about it, and I'm not because of anything, because I'm disappointed.
True.
I'm not upset by any measure. I'm just disappointed that being an Indian, being the Indians we are, we don't need Arsene Wenger to tell us. We do not need our national coach to tell us what is going wrong with us. We do not need foreigners to come and tell us what's going on
True.
wrong with us. We know what's going wrong.
We know.
How to fix it? That's the question. That brings us to the next issue. So anyway, talking about this was my transition period. I went on to coach for Vasco Sports Club in the I League, and yes, I had a lovely success. I would have continued that journey, but to me it was very frustrating to see how football had not improved. 20 years gone by and it had not improved.
The
and
same
and
you
and
had, no, the situation right now we are having the same situation on you coach, on you played, the both the scenario. You
same
mean to say?
thing.
Oh,
I will give you an example. we were playing Federation Cup in
Yeah.
Kolkata in
Hmm.
Barasat Stadium,
Yeah.
and there were so many wrong things over there at so many levels. It's amazing. I even wrote an article and I got a gag order from AIFF at that time.
Oh.
But yeah, the article I wrote was Federation Cup devalued. Why? Because it's the Federation Cup. It's like in Portugal we have Taça. It's one of
Yeah.
the most prestigious, or the
Hmm.
FA Cup in England.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Federation Cup is that in India,
True.
where
Yep.
all the clubs get to participate and the
Yep.
winner gets to qualify for AFC Championship,
True.
for
True.
that
True.
matter.
The
So
Premier Domestic Cup.
yeah, going for that tournament over there, there was a one team playing first, and there was a game going on. So instead of organizing in another stadium somewhere, they
Hmm.
build a tent outside, and they put
Okay.
all the two other teams in a tent, and the bathroom was a hole in the ground, and you could stand there
Oh.
and urinate in
Do
that hole in the ground. Now
is
tell me, is this in 2008, 2009, is this where we need to be? So
hmm.
this is my gripe with the Indian football organization, that they do not give the importance to the athletes and the game. They do it for the sake of doing it.
Sake of doing it. बस करना है. That's the point.
All right. So let's answer your question. Why am I in Portugal? I got very frustrated and I got an opportunity. I packed my bags and I left. And I always like to reinvent myself. So when I came over here, I got involved in football, because even tonight I have a football game. We play in the Veterans League. And I got involved in football. I saw that there were not enough jobs. At that time, I was doing a consulting work with Benfica to
Okay.
promote their
Benfica.
international
Okay.
camps.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
I was working a little bit with Sporting also. These are the top clubs, and
Top
the
club in
academies are the
Portugal.
world class. They have a football factories over there, and I'll talk a little
True.
bit more about that. We'll
Yep.
have a discussion. But
True.
the Benfica objective basically was to bring foreigners over there to come and train and make money basically from the foreigners, so they can support their youth. But they're charging a lot of money. Their fees were very high. I will not mention
Hmm.
how much, but they were very high. So some of us guys who were there, we broke away and said, let's start a youth program. And I said, I have some connections in USA, I have some connections in India, and let me reach out and see what I can do. There was a youth academy program I had started at that time in collaboration with State Fast Football in
Okay.
Mumbai, called Rush Soccer.
Hmm.
Gentleman name is Dennis Fernandez. And I had also an academy program happening in Goa at that
Hmm.
time with Brazilian Football Academy. So I had these boys and kids wanting to come abroad and experience European football. So that became the channel to starting International Football Academy de Portugal. Basically, that's the company I started over here. And the whole idea was to give an experience, to give a real opportunity. So when a boy comes from India over here, we can place him. But I'll talk about the Portuguese football structure later on.
Yes.
But this
Sure.
was something I created, not only creating a job for me, but creating jobs for Portuguese coaches and giving Indians a real opportunity. The first two athletes that came over here, I got to mention their name, was Tarun Ludwani and Suhail Dolkawala, both from Mumbai. Those were my first two athletes. Tarun right now is in Delhi. Suhail actually came here. He loves football. He is always involved in football. He's in Mumbai right now, but I don't know whether he is playing any professionally. I know he played somewhere in the I League and things like that. But that became the starting point of what I started. Today, I have probably about 17 different nationalities in the academy. Um, Nigerians, Ukrainians, South Koreans, uh, Trinidad, Tobago,
Oh,
Brazilians, Americans, Indians. Everyone is here, and we. It's a football school. It's a football school
true.
with a structured curriculum. So that's where I am.
Fantastic. It has been like an inspiring journey, I can say. And any young uh, kid of India is watching, you can see how inspiring his career, and you can take best out of this inspiring story and make you help in your career. By the way, uh, obviously the question will come to you that already you have explained how your when you start coaching Indian team, and how when you played in the Indian club, what is the difference? You say nothing, nothing, no big difference. Okay, and you have given a Federation Cup example. Now I would like to ask a question on that. You are part of Portugal now, and you are helping Portugal youth player, and you know the system of Portugal country government and how they are operating for the football, and you have good experience with AIFF. What is lacking?
Oh
Intent,
gosh.
intent, willpower, or something else?
I would say, let's first briefly explain to you the Portuguese model, and
Yep.
I think it can really work, especially in India. But it has to be broken down. I would say to you that first of all, India needs to be broken down into probably 5 zones. You might have a north zone where Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh,
Yes.
Uttarakhand, Haryana, New
Uttarakhand.
Delhi,
Yes.
up
Yes.
there. Then you have a northwest zone, Rajasthan,
Yeah.
Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, so forth. Then you
True.
might have the northeast zone with
Yeah.
Arunachal, Sikkim, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, all the northeastern,
Pure talent area.
yeah,
True.
no, yeah. Then you would have a east zone, which is West Bengal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and then
Yep.
west zone, which would comprise Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. So if you break it down in really segments, then you can start dissecting it. Number one is definitely just appointing one general secretary for whole of India doesn't work. It doesn't cut
Doesn't
it
work.
out. That's the whole constitution of AIFF needs to change in that regard. And you need to break it down into zone and appoint delegates to this each of this zone, and then have a controlling and not have a general secretary, but have a business related model, more of a CEO, like United
See.
States Soccer Federation, a
True.
CEO, and maybe a chief operating officer and a chief financial officer, so there is transparency and checks and balances. But the Portuguese model is very simple. So I'll give you an example of a district like Oeiras, where I live over here. In Oeiras, there are basically what we call is petitas, petitas, tranquinhas. So it is basically Benjamin, infantis, iniciados, juniors, juvenis, juniors, seniors. These are different age levels. So basically U6 all the way to U23. And then
Hmm.
seniors. In every age group, there is from 15 onwards, you have a national level competition and you have a
Okay.
district level
Level
competition. So
competition.
four divisions, you can say: Division 1,
Yes.
Division 2, Division 3, Division 4. Top two national division, bottom two district division. In the
District.
senior division, we have 7 divisions or 8, you
Oh.
can say.
Oh.
3 district division, 4 professional.
Oh.
Now, imagine this. This is the model for every district. And there
Oh.
are about 28 or so, I mean, this districts over here that has same model. And you take this and then go micro level. What does the district club get? The municipality, the governing body, the local municipality supports all the local cities. They build a stadium, one 11-side football ground, and one
Okay.
what we call is a 9-a-side or a 7-a-side football ground. They build these facilities and give it to the city council. The city council then elects members. Like, so I am the vice president of the local football club over here called
Yes.
Atlético Club de Porto Salvo.
Okay.
So there we meet every week or every other week. We organize everything, and then we are none of us are paid. So we are all volunteers. The president,
Oh.
vice president, secretary, treasurer, all of us contribute our time. The only people who are paid is the technical director of the football 11, technical director of football 7, and all the coaching staff, the
Okay.
physiotherapist, the goalkeeping, everything.
Yeah.
So each city or each club is run like a professional structure. So there is a curriculum that comes from the technical director of how the education will be imparted from U6 to U18 or U19, our juniors. And that progression has a consistency throughout the country. What do you mean by that? That means
Yeah.
what I teach over here, the offensive actions or defensive actions or goalkeeping methodology, what I would teach the U6-year-old, the same drills, the same exercises, the same philosophy, the same game model throughout the country is
Oh,
identical. Now that's the beauty of Portuguese athletes. Now that's when we are thinking about why Portuguese players, they're not the greatest, but they are the smartest football players. You can look at Manchester United and you can look at Bruno Fernandes and how
true.
smart he is on the football. With when
Yes,
he has
he
the
is.
ball, the decision he makes. And if you look at him, or even Bernard Silva, for
Silva.
example, he's
Yeah,
yeah, Bernard Silva. If you look
yeah,
at him, how small he is, and you can see
true.
him in person, he doesn't even look like
Yeah,
a footballer, but he's
yeah.
a genius with the ball.
Genius.
How did it happen?
Yes.
It happened through this progression. It's a consistent. Take an example of India for that matter. One guy in Mumbai is doing something. He brings Tottenham, or he brings Arsenal. He brings Manchester United. Guy in Hyderabad brings some Spanish guys. Somebody
True.
brings some English guys. Somebody
Yeah,
brings some Argentinian guys. Somebody
yeah,
brings some Americans, Australians, and
yeah.
we got a
Mix,
real mix baji.
mix. Yeah, mix bhaji. Mix sabji bhaji. True.
How do you define that? How do you
True.
put a system to that? And that requires a leadership of the highest level who truly understands football. I'm hate to say this. I'm sure Kalyan Chobe played at the highest level football, and I was excited when I said for the first time we're going to have a
Someone
footballer
is
at the helm
footballer.
of it. And then
True.
he got Saji to be his sort
Prabhakaran.
of the right wingman,
Sajiva.
and I said,
Yeah.
okay, great, looks like we are. And then they put a 35-year-old plan. Okay, I was a little concerned about it because,
35 is
but
a
even
so
then,
big. Even
I
I
gave
had.
a vote of confidence. But I
Okay.
said, for the first time, it's not Das Munshi or it's not Praful Patel. It
Yeah.
is people who have played football, people who
Played football.
understand
Both of
football
them.
are at the helm of it.
True.
So, okay,
True.
great. Let's go down the road. 1 year
Okay.
later, one guy is fired.
Yeah.
I am not going there. I'm not a politician. I do not want to even. And it's crumbling down. And
Again.
again, the same story.
Mm.
National coach is appealing. I need this. I need that. Cannot go on
Absolutely.
like this. I'm
Absolutely.
almost 60 years old, and cannot. I mean, this is they cannot continue doing this. It's very, very sad.
So, looking at the example you have given about Portugal football, and we know about Indian football. So it's all about leadership, the strategy, the implementation, and the
Yeah.
planning. These are few things which needs to be done. It's not about infra, it's not about money, it's not about no, the player doesn't have a skill. Those are the secondary part which will come later part. But the first is the vision should be there. And as you said, the 35 years of the 2047, so something like that, that vision. When I heard also, why should like in this what do you say, a lean era where we talk about lean, we talk about sprint, we talk about smaller goal to achieve the longer goal. In this year it's not waterfall management area era, right? Those areas are the different era. So now we should be looking for 10 years, 5 years target and reach there. Then obviously ultimately we will reach to the 35 plan or 40 years plan. But again they put a plan which maybe I will be die by the time. I don't know I'll be there or not. So those plan won't be working out because those people won't be there. Again, now the same scenario at the start of the Kalyan Jobe, we see a glimpse, but again we just fed it down. But again, the question comes to you again with India see a bit of slightest football league growth with ISL. How do you rate ISL with you have been part of lot of leagues in world football. How you rate ISL right now?
Wow. I am, first of all, I was very critical when the when the National Football League was created,
mm,
partly because, and I wrote about it in one of
mm,
the blogs.
mm.
When National Football League was created, because you got to understand where football was
Yeah.
institutional state level. That means in Goa we had about 12 teams, in Kolkata you had another 12 teams, Maharashtra had another 12 teams,
Yes.
Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Punjab. There were few states that was the football powers. Today
Yeah. The culture there.
Odisha
Yeah.
beat Goa. In
Yeah.
my wildest imagination, I would have not thought about it. No, no, no. I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest with
Yeah.
you.
I know. I know.
Yeah. So imagine that once upon a time it was the four top guys would be, of course, Bengal,
Yeah.
Goa, Maharashtra,
Kerala.
Karnataka, and
Yeah.
in throw in between Kerala and Punjab
Yeah.
in there. That
Yeah.
was the six
Mm,
states colliding each other,
true.
always in the semi-final, quarter-final, final
Yes.
round.
Yes.
Okay, IS when National Football League was created, they did not give it a thought. It was a brilliant idea, brilliant for sure. We needed a national championship, but those days we were traveling. So our event would start Rovers Cup, Stafford Cup, Syed Nagji, Kalyan Cup. There was a tournament happening. Then DCM, Duran, Federation
Right.
in between, and
Yes.
then so after our league was over, then all the clubs went, and that's where we made our money as
Yeah.
players. Sometimes
True.
we got called to Kerala to play the seven-a-side, and they were paying good
Oh.
money those days. Yeah.
Okay.
So many professionals sneaked out. I mean, of course, it was
Uh,
not allowed, but we went
mm,
there. We played those games over there:
mm,
Kolhapur, Hubli, Cochin, Trivandrum. You know, and but that was the football model. So we played our league, then we played all these tournaments throughout India, and
okay.
I mean, playing a Rovers Cup in a semi-final, for example, or a final. Imagine 50,000 people cramped up. Some climb on the electricity poles, and some on the trees,
Or
and some on
trees.
the roof. There
Yes.
is no possibility of taking a throw in because they're sitting inside, and atmosphere was electrifying, and you played over there. That was Indian football. So what they do, they create a national football league, which is great. All the top teams from all the things entered in there,
Mm,
but that weaken up the local leagues, and they didn't have a plan for it. And when now you're talking about ISL, when
yes.
ISL comes and even goes higher than that, ignores I League 1, I League 2, and I League
Yes.
3
Yeah.
completely. You create, and in the
Just.
first part of ISL was like a veterans tournament. I saw the pace
Yeah.
of the game. It's
Yes.
improving for sure. The
Yeah.
level and
It
the
is improving.
quality of the game
It
is
improving.
improving, but not to that level where it needs to be. And however, I think in fact, in a country like India, you need to make it affordable and bring in the corporates to
Yes.
finance this. Because if there is no participation, no, there is no viewership, then you cannot finance it. Every club is running in a loss, and
Everyone.
I have no idea how the model works, but I can sincerely say to you that you cannot have just one organization controlling all of that. And
Yeah.
I'll be very critical about it. At that
Yes.
time, Reliance, for example,
Reliance FCF.
buying the All India Football Federation for 700 crores, and controlling everything.
Everything.
That was the plan.
Everything. Everything.
It's not done. It is not correct by all means, by the football
Betterment of football.
ecosystem, global
True.
ecosystem. and
True.
and said true, FIFA or AFC look the other way
Mm,
because they know that they are powerful. These are powerful organizations, and
mm,
they just want to make sure India is successful.
mm,
So comparing ISL is a very low level league right now in terms of globalization. There is no global viewership for it.
no.
So even the Australian league is televised in Europe.
Yes.
ISL
It is.
is not televised in major networks.
True.
With Cristiano Ronaldo going to Saudi, that league is televised over here. So
Yes.
there's money when there is money, that, and it can be. I think for me, sincerely, I feel football, for good or for bad, it's in the right hands. For example,
True.
Give Reliance all the power. Okay, great, we'll give it. Reliance has the financial capacity and the intellectual capacity to take Indian football to the
Next
highest
level.
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 That comes the question, do they have the will and do we have the leadership to do it?
Yep.
And that's so in comparison, I'm okay. I think it's a great future for Indian youth to get paid, because that's why you are not seeing in sad part about again is to say in 60 years we have not imported or exported one single athlete of Indian origin or Indian league, in other words, to a foreign top five European market. Not one.
Absolutely. Not one.
Now that's the sad part. And I think if we got to do whatever it takes to put one Indian athlete footballer in one of these top leagues.
Mm.
So so that's where we are.
Yep. One question I would be asking you. They talk about that top to bottom approach, and that's what they wanted to bring ISL first, and bringing ISL, encouraging all the corporates to come and bid and bring the ISL model, and then they want to go down. But I had a different opinion. I was thinking, no, this is not how it should be, because it's not give you the flow system, the ecosystem to bring more good talent to the highest league you are having, which is ISL. But again, this is my opinion. But how do you see the top to bottom approach is helping India, or something they should be working on the grassroots, helping youth, I League 2, I League 3, establish them very well, strong, and then obviously the ISL will empower automatically with the good quality players. How do you see?
I see it both ways. It has to be
Okay,
both ways.
okay,
I'll tell you why. If a youth doesn't see a vision where he can be, then there is no determination to reach there. So it has to be simultaneous. While we are talking about ISL, it's a brilliant idea. It's like the IPL of Indian football, So it is required. I agree. I like it. But the youth development also has to go simultaneously. And that's what I was talking about. Break it down into zone, bring a nationwide educational philosophy to the coaching department. But one point I got to make over here, make the coaching education affordable and easily readily available to anyone who wants to learn.
yeah.
Right now it's not. The
No, it
fees
is
are
not.
high, there is a
Yeah,
pass or fail. It's a very
yeah,
subjective matter.
true, true.
Football knowledge should not be pass or fail.
Subjective, yeah,
It is absolutely ridiculous to even think like that, saying that you don't know how to coach. How can you
mm,
say that you don't know how to coach? Anyone who can be on the sidelines knows how to coach, but basically,
true,
but
true.
empower him or her, teach them, give them all the tools, the resources to make them a better educator. So if you do that as a nationwide policy, and that has to come from AIFF, you can implement. So it has to be both ways. To me, I cannot see top to bottom or bottom to top. They have to simultaneously go, and it's happening. I mean, I'm on a group which coaches and managers, and there is another promotion group I am on, and I can tell you that there is so much flood of activity, so many different academies, so many different coaches, so many people are selected all over the place. So yes, I think India is on the right path for sure. And then I'm going to address it why. I give you a good reason. Imagine our parents were came from, say, for at least my parents came from a football pedigree. They love football, they
Okay,
played football. And in throughout rest of India, many of them, many of the parents, the youth who are playing, their fathers or their mothers were not in sports.
no,
they
no,
they didn't know, they didn't understand,
no,
they had never entered a gym, for example. They
yes,
didn't know what a
yes,
treadmill looked like. So in the 2000s we had this huge wave of fitness and exposure to all the western things, the gyms, the training models. The I think the next generation, these people who are playing today, say for example Sunil Chetri. Sunil
yeah,
Chetri is the encyclopedia of football today. His
Yes.
kids are going to be far more superior athletes than Sunil Chetri, for example,
True.
right?
Mm,
Or Baichung Bhutia, or because they are the footballers, and now they
yes.
are able to give first-hand knowledge to their kids about football. Now you're going to see a difference in that. And so it's a slow transition, and you cannot expect I mean, but it's very frustrating for sure, sitting
Yes.
there looking at it and go, no, they could do it faster. They could, like you said, they could do small micro concepts all over the country, fund
Absolutely.
them properly. The question you at some point you said about money. Money is not a problem in India, and I'm going to say
Absolutely.
this: it's not.
Never.
India is not dependent on IMF or World Bank anymore. We
Mm,
are a self-sustaining, amazing nation. Now, even though by default, this is a question that has come up many times, we, for economic reasons, we moved out of India. Of
mm,
course, I don't have the quality job that I could get abroad. So I went abroad, and then you go abroad, whether you go to United States or you go to Europe, you take a foreign passport for that matter. Those guys, who friends of mine who are in UK, or I am in Portugal, we do it not because we hate India, not because we don't sound like India or we don't look like Indians. We do it with the passion that we need to sustain our family. It has nothing against India.
against
Our
India.
heart still belongs to India. Our
Yeah. We
color
are Hindi.
still belongs to India. Our
Yeah.
paramparas, our traditions. This is who we are.
Few Hindi words. Few Hindi words.
भैया एक हिंदी से तो बात करेंगे तो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा। 35 years हो गया हिंदी से बात
Yes.
नहीं करेंगे। तो
People
I
are so
would love to
enjoying right
speak
now. They keep on commenting.
no, growing up and traveling, I mean, honestly,
True.
traveling from Kanyakumari to Sikkim to Agartala to Surat, going to the breadth and width of the country, we spoke Hindi, and
True.
and it was amazing. That I don't think many people can enjoy that kind of a journey. India is amazing. I mean, geographically, we used to write about it, and I wrote an economics paper for my final year. A wealthy country inhabited by poor people. It truly is a wealthy country, and
Yes.
has so many resources, so many opportunities. And we are talking about one small micro thing called football.
Mm,
Football has tremendous benefits. It has benefits on all level. It has benefits on the social level, economic level, health level, and kids who are involved in sports or football will benefit in their 60s, for example, or in their 70s, because they contributed to sports activities in their youth. So there are benefits to this game.
true. Uh, Now FC Goa is like Manolo is really doing well with his team. He's bringing the old Goa way of football, bringing more attacking football and everything. Do you think with the diverse culture of landscape in India, uh, we need a specific partnership or collaboration with international football bodies or clubs to improve India, or we can do by ourselves? Or do we need a coaching? Do we need a help? Because India coaching has been a question. The Indian grassroots coaching has been a question. That is not, they are not able to bring the basic level of football, which every Indian youth deprived of. How do you see?
You have very well put it. I think at this moment where we are at the juncture, we do
Mm,
need international help. International help like from FIFA. Arsene Wenger was there, and you have seen that happen before. There was a football set up in Bangalore at the
yeah,
Bangalore stadium. FIFA had
yeah.
built a football school over there, which is now taken over by Bangalore FC for that matter. So
Mm,
we do need foreign help in a limited basis. That means what?
mm,
Bring the intellectual property, teach it to the core group,
mm,
whether in at the centralized place or in different zones. You bring that and impart it to the Indians, give it unbraided, uncensored, wholesome. Don't give bits and pieces, and I mean this.
Yes.
For the
Yes.
longest time, what we get from the foreigners is breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give you a little bit. I have eaten
Little
the
bit.
loaf, now you can have the
Mm,
breadcrumbs.
mm,
We do not get the full truth. And I'm saying this with a great deal of honesty because I am here right in the heart of it.
true.
How the training session works, how the football ecosystem works is not what is done. You can bring any coach, and what the main objective of an international coach, he needs to
Mm,
show results. And how does he show results? He needs to fix the top problem, whatever is happening. That means what? We need to play defensive, or we need to do this. He's not involved. He cannot develop players. He's not involved. He needs to show results.
true.
And that's not his job to develop players. His job is to have developed players come to the
Play to.
pipeline.
Yes.
So where would that's why I made a comment. I said we should not invest so much money in the head coaches or the CEOs of our first team, but invest that money in bringing good technical directors down here who has the knowledge and implement these ideas, so we have a pool of players coming. Imagine this: if Pep Guardiola comes tomorrow to coach India, in a in a
Yep.
in a in a
Hypothetical way.
in a dreamy,
Hypothetical
yeah,
world.
we dream and
Yeah.
we think Pep Guardiola is coaching India.
True.
Does India win against Japan? No.
No.
At the current scenario, no. So what
No.
is missing? It's not the coach.
Mm,
It's not the will to bring a foreigner. We do not have the talent. We do not
true.
have the quality players at that level to
True.
play.
True.
So how can you do that? You cannot. So that's the issue. The issue is to bring in right now an intellectual property from abroad, a full wholesome, implement it at that grassroots level, organize it throughout the country in a systematic manner in zones, break it down and impart it freely. I think, for example, to me, I really feel that Reliance has the money kind of capacity to make
Yes.
coaching education freely
Free.
available to everyone,
Everyone.
for sure.
True.
It wouldn't hurt them a bit. Or
True.
Tatas or Birlas, or I don't know who else, the major, the
Yes.
Adanis. I mean, there are so
Yes.
many massive companies in India today that can easily make this available. But there has to be a real serious desire to say, I want to do this, and not look at it as a money thing. Because in India, you cannot at this time, in terms of education, make it a money thing. You cannot.
Money.
And coaching education should not be a money thing. That's my objective.
True. Out of syllabus question from Nazmul, uh, Mohun Bagan fan. By the way, before I coming back to his question, what is your experience, against Mohun Bagan and East Bengal? There was a prime Mohun Bagan East Bengal at that moment, right?
Oh boy. No, I had let's put it this way. I had the privilege of playing Mohan Bagan and East Bengal, for that matter, and Mohammedan
Oh,
Sporting. But
yes.
I was a color commentator with Debayan doing a derby game between Mohan Bagan and East Bengal in 2008 or 2009. I don't remember, but I mean around that time. It was like about 100,000 people. All right. And probably there was like probably 10,000 policemen dividing them and so forth. The it is a sight to behold. And the game was, I think it was 4-3 or something like that. It was phenomenal atmosphere. That kind of culture that is existing in Indian football, no foreigner can fathom. Because if I say I'm from India, and this is very sad, they say, do they play football? Oh, I think they play only cricket, right?
Yeah.
And that's the
They
question.
don't know.
you
Yeah.
know but it is amazing what football is in India. You can go to Kolhapur or some of the stadiums, and I saw a recent
Maharashtra.
Indian match, and the
Hmm.
and the following it has.
Yes.
It is sad that we are not taking advantage of it.
True.
So yeah, so Mohan Bagan, East Bengal Derby, oh, top of the line. I mean, it's amazing. It's the atmosphere, the intensity, the culture, everything that comes in Kolkata for that game is unbelievable, and I hope it continues.
True. Absolutely. Okay. The question from Nazmul is that nowadays USA pushing cricket. Is there cricket culture is spreading?
I'm not really keeping track on it, but I can tell you that I saw it was in Texas when I was there. They were playing cricket and they were going to start a cricket league, and I go, whoa, why not? Well, because way then, sometime long time ago, and you have to give credit where it is due. Britishers took football to many parts of the world through the
Yes, yes.
colonization. You know,
Yeah,
and even when football came to Portugal way back in the 1875 or 18 somewhere around 1800s, with the Portuguese students and Britishers coming back to Portugal for that matter. So
yeah.
yeah, why not take it? It's fantastic.
What is your take on current youth setup? Because we don't have any league, by the way. And Kalyan Chobe told last 6 7 months back that this January and February he is planning to arrange all the youth league. And one of the league has happened. It was just like a school or inter school competition. Quickly finish. Even like a test match. We play cricket test match, one or two test match, and by the way, the league get complete. So, what is your take on that? The setup is not there. How it will
No,
survive for a
like I
longer
said to
time?
you, you have to organize it at the zone level. You have to organize it at the state level. All the state associations needs to be empowered. There needs to be
True,
a good funding, going down a trickle down effect. Basically, you have Sports Authority of India, which is the governing
true,
body of
true.
sports.
Uh,
Sports Authority of India supports All India Football Federation, like it supports all the other federations. It needs to have a good budget created for all 28 states or whatever number of states are there, to say that every state is going to get this funding from the national federation. It happens
true.
over here. And
Mm,
then it has to be passed out through the, say, for example, Sports Authority of Goa. So,
mm,
Sports Authority of Goa is the checks and balances in this case. The funds come to that, and then that funding is systematically distributed to the state level. Goa has a league. I mean, Goa has a very robust league system. There are a lot of
yes,
teams registered. You can go to
yes.
Maharashtra, and I was talking to a gentleman by name Dale Menezes
Mm,
in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, in football, and he told me there are more teams wanting to participate than they can control. So that
oh,
shows that there are people willing to play
yeah.
football, willing to pay, willing to participate. But we don't have a structure. We don't have an
Structure.
organization. We do not have a systematic progression. And that's
True.
the one, if you were to put one finger on something, there is no progression of a youth player. So if I find a youth 9-year old talented or 10-year old talented, how do I progress him over the years? Now, every top player, whether it's Joao Felix, Bernard Silva, right now we have a couple of, there is Joao Neves who's playing for Benfica. If you track them, even Cristiano Ronaldo, there was a progression in his career where he reached. And they track him. I mean, we track players over here right now from the 12 years or 11 years old, and we see how they're progressing. We keep a watch. Our scouts are going, watching his game. And then they will pick him and bring him to the elite football school. Now, and that elite football school, what we talk about elite or football factory, that word elite is, I mean, not a fan, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't like to use it,
yeah.
but the football factory
Factory.
takes the raw material, like talented players, manufactures them, and markets them. So they make hundreds of millions
Mm,
every year selling players. There are like top five factories here. Benfica is,
yeah, it
first it
is.
was
We know.
Sporting, but now it is
Yeah,
Benfica. There is
yeah.
Porto, Sporting,
Sports.
Braga. I
Braga.
think there is Guimarães, Gil Vicente. There are many coming up, but these are football factories where they take talent. They have about maybe 100 players in production right now, every factory. So you can see the outcome, the quality that will come out of it. We have in our academy in Academica, where we have our program, one of the oldest football academies, the pioneers of football here in Portugal. We have our football factory. We don't have money. We are struggling, but we have a football factory. We give the boys accommodation, education, food. Training, top world class training and competition at the national level, zero.
Oh,
They don't pay anything. They're handpicked. They're completely financed by the club.
oh,
So if you see those kind of football factories in India with the support of international or whatever, doesn't matter, you will see a good talent, but that talent then has to move. So we need a structure. We need a good league system for at every age level all the way to U23. It cannot finish after U18. No, it has to go to U23. So U19, U21, U23 seniors and so forth.
absolutely. True, true. Okay, one more question on ego streamer. What is your stand on ego streamer? There is a lot of question has been asked recent time with the early exit for Indian football team. What do you see that he has the enough facilities, enough support to bring this team to a different level, or he is not able to do it with the
Uh,
limited support?
I just gave an earlier example, but it is not fair. I mean, I heard him speak. I heard
Yeah.
the press conference he gave. He spoke
Mm,
brilliantly.
mm,
He cannot say many things, and I can understand. And
mm,
perhaps I would like to say what he wouldn't want to say. India doesn't have a system to feed him the talent he needs to perform as a top level coach. Sorry, we the AIFF fails him. You cannot put the blame on the coach. You
yeah.
cannot. I'm a coach.
Yeah.
You take a blame to a certain level, but at the competition, say for example, if he had to fail at SAF, yeah, I could point a finger to say this coach is not cut out. But
Yeah.
competing against Australia, Japan, Iraq, Iran, these countries, it's tough.
Mm,
And when you do not have a good feeder program to feed this top level teams, no, I'm not blaming him at all. It's not my take.
true. One more question with for you uh, is from Elon Sahif that the real talent of Indian football players are totally unexplored, still unexplored. How to make them in the right place? The same thing. I think he has already explained. But again, this is a good question. Okay, I can bring in now. Arsene Wenger came to Odisha, and one of the fantastic facility we have put in, and then the bad news came. The player from 22 or 30 players we have selected, out of them only two is something he is thinking that okay, he's a good player, good youth. Other 20 year got rejected. The talent identification is also a talent which is missing in India.
Yeah, yes, it is. It is the education part, right? Because how do you identify talent? Now, it's experience. You cannot simply identify talent based on nepotism. That I know someone or someone referred to me in India most of the time, and I'm going to say this. Even in Goa, players were selected because they knew someone inside the federation or inside the association, and then there were players selected who were overage, for
Hmm,
example.
hmm,
But talent selection comes from a system, what we call is a
hmm,
scouting system, which
hmm,
is an education. That means you need to train a scout to see the things. Then he has to have the proper material. So for example, when we scout a player, we track a player for almost, I would say, give or take 1 year, 2 years, sometimes
yep,
6 months,
yeah,
to see before we even capture him. But almost, I would say, more than a couple of years. So that education of a scout has to happen, and then a scouting system has to happen at the state level. That means Goa selects, say, six top players from Goa, and then Maharashtra selects it, and this comes to a national center somewhere, or regional center. Then you are talking about real talent, and that
true,
too has to be done on an independent basis. Are there going to be bribes and things like that? Yes, for sure, that happens even in all countries. So you cannot say it doesn't happen here in Portugal. There are agents perhaps paying, not perhaps, they're paying coaches and technical directors to move their players up the ladder and
that
give players.
happens
That happens
when the
everywhere.
humans are there
However,
means
there is a system.
true,
Yeah.
true, true. Again, one more thing. I just wanted to share you that AIFF can bring lot of infrastructure money into their system, but they need human talent or human intelligence, because football is not a robotic system. It needs human intelligence, and something like scouting, coaches, your physio, your environment, the leader you talk about, the business plan, those 4 5 thing I told, those need human talent. And do you think in India the human talent for football is missing, like people like you, the talent like you?
No, no. India
Okay.
has plenty of talent. They're just not looking for it. And nobody wants to enter that zone because it's too political. And
Too
when they enter
political.
the zone, they get molded into that.
True.
They don't even want to speak out. I'm sure
Yeah.
there are some guys who are listening, or on our group for that matter. When I make a comment, they do not even utter a single word. Why?
True.
It's a backlash. Why
Yeah.
would you say and in self increment yourself? I mean, you wouldn't want to do that. So
Mm.
I would say to you that talent in today in India is plenty in all the five departments you have named. Absolutely. We are we are in 2024, for heaven's sake. Let's put it that way. We There is not come on, we are exporting talent in all the departments.
Yeah. Apart
and
from
and
football.
yeah, exactly. Except for football players. But I would say to you, there are enough of us out there. Even if you were to invite me to be a part of a panel to have a discussion and give my inputs, love to. I mean, there is it's ridiculous. We all have the knowledge, we have the intellectual knowledge, we have the experience, and we have the football knowledge to make it happen. So that is absolutely not a question.
Okay, you are part of Professor Kalinga channel right now, and Professor Kalinga, might be knowing. Kalinga is Odisha, previously known as Kalinga. So the question comes from the Odisha FC fan, that do you think that Odisha government, how they are contributing toward the Indian football, has been recently has been immense, and how, what is your take on?
I was like, I raised a couple of questions when I saw that Odisha government made a offer to pay the national winners of the national games that were happening in Goa exuberant amount of money. I wish that was happening during our days. And I said, why isn't everyone else doing it? I think it's a noble thing what the Odisha government is doing, and I wish all the governments would do the same thing for sports. Sincerely, that would be my sincere request, because what support they are giving to them, and I heard that the academy, or the Indian Football Academy, is going to be built in Odisha, if I'm not mistaken. But nevertheless, the investment that they are putting in football today is class. It's a world class act, and I wish all the governments would do that, because the youth, not for any other reason, the youth of India needs it.
True, true, absolutely. Okay, by the way, a few good comments coming in, and fantastic appreciation for the podcast. Thank you, guys. This is a hard work we put in. Morning, the weekend, he came up to address those questions to the Indian fan. At the same time, I am putting my effort to make sure that you guys. Okay, what you think about Morocco? The performance recent time.
I hate them.
That's why he asked the question.
There's a good friend of mine, Karim, who used
Okay.
to coach in Goa. He coached Churchill Brothers and other few other teams, and I stay in touch with him. Karim Benfasheri. I tell you, I don't hate Moroccans. They were brilliant. They played fantastic game, and they won it fair and square. And we at that time, after the World Cup game, after we lost against Morocco, we cursed our coach. Now that's when you get against a coach, because
True.
we had
Everything.
25 multi-millionaires, the best athletes than any other team, if you look at it, these
Yes,
are
yes.
Ronaldo, the goalkeeper, the defense, the midfield. We
Right
have the
back, you have
world best,
fantastic. Left back, we have fantastic. Defense, we have
everything.
fantastic. You have number 10, fantastic number 10. What you need? Leo at the left side, right side, Joe Flex. Like,
No,
what a
no.
team
So
you had.
now, okay, you can if Igor, for that matter, had that kind of a team and he lost, then you can blame him.
True,
So that's where the coach has to take the blame. When you have that kind of talent and you do not use it properly and you don't win, yes, the coach gets blamed for sure. But
true.
no, Morocco is an example for a country where it is and how it is producing talent is amazing. I was supposed to be in Marrakesh, but because of the earthquake, I canceled my trip. But I'm going to go very shortly over there. It's brilliant. I mean, amazing. But yeah, deep inside, I really hated them after that World Cup. So
Okay, one more question is that do you think the Indian women will reach the World Cup before men's team in India?
probably yes.
Yes, the hunger, the
No,
intensity.
I would say to you that this is something that, and I got to bring this to your notice. Way back when we did the Adidas Youth Football Academy,
Yes,
I included a co-ed program. That means I said young girls can join and they will play co-ed games. Everybody mixed together.
yes.
And I presented this at the Karnataka Football Association at that time. And one very high up the person said to me, he said, भैया कैसा लेडीज फुटबॉल खेल सकता लेडीज में किचन रहना था. I
Huh?
was so offended. Yes, this is a delegate from the Karnataka said this to me. And I said to him, sir, I said, this is not the way to move forward. I said, no matter what you might think, I am going to include women in the program. So we need to empower women. There are some, I know there are, we are not doing enough. We are not
We're
doing
not doing
enough
enough.
for women football. And I
True.
think if we put the same effort in women's football, I have heard stories after stories how badly the league was treated, how they were treated. I did not comment, but I'm going to say this. If we treat the women football at the same level we are treating men football, they will probably reach to the World Cup faster than the men's,
Yeah,
for sure.
true, true, true. Agreed, agreed. Okay, I think we talked about a lot of thing about Indian football, Indian grassroots level, the ground level. What is the sad reality of Indian football? What could have the solution? Because a lot of people talk about the problem, and in this podcast we talk about the problem, and we talk about lot of possible solutions, and which is from Elvis, who has been in the US, understood the football, gone to the model, and then implementing in the Portugal itself, and also had a experience in India. So that's itself helpful. If anyone is from AIFF really want to do something, that will help. This podcast can help them. At the same time, okay, ask him about our current football squad. What is your favorite player in our current football squad?
I have not followed Indian football so intensively, but the only person, I mean, to me, the goalkeeper and Sunil Chetri were the guys. But then there was like many players that I knew who were supposed to be in the squad were not there. I thought Jinga is a physical threat for anyone
Yeah,
in the
true,
defense.
true.
So to me, I was admiring him, how he played, and I watched him play, and I felt that we
He's in
could
FC Goa.
and I at one point I said we could have 11 jingas over there and we would be fine, you know. So uh, yeah, I think we have enough talent. Do
Yeah,
we have the talent, the intelligence of that particular kind of game today is played? No, and I think that that's our fault. That's the
true.
fault of the system not giving that those resources to them. So yeah, the Indian current squad is doesn't have the depth to that level, but it's good. I mean, it's a work in progress, like they said. So I'm going to hold my tongue back on that and say, let's empower them. Let's give them all the
True.
tools. Let's give every youth that is a 16-year-old or a 14-year-old or 15-year-old guys, give them the right inputs so they can progress to a better 21-year-old player.
Okay. Last question. Anyone want to part of your setup in Portugal from India, what he has to do, how can he do that?
It is it's a very simple setup. It's set up as a more of a practical, pragmatic way of doing it. It's listed under um, www.ifapt.com. That's the
Okay.
website for the academy, and we are tied up with Associação Académica de Coimbra. It's an academy. Basically, you are going to come and experience the real thing. That means you are going to be opposite to the room to the professionals who are playing professional football and getting paid. You're going to see them train outside. You're going to sit and eat on the same table. So for those youngsters who are transpiring to be somewhere, and you will get the real football knowledge from the field, in the gym, in the physio, or on the blackboard or on the video. You will get the real football knowledge. And my appeal to parents is that don't simply throw away money. Know where you are going, because it's a lot of money. As a parent, I
Yeah.
feel it. And
Yes.
but at the same time, it's an experience and a knowledge of a lifetime. Like many of the parents send their kids to higher education in UK or USA, they pay a lot of money.
Mm.
It would be a same thing to send your kid as in higher education of football to Portugal or to Spain or to Holland or Germany, wherever. I have no reservations anyway. For me, my setup is simple. It's International Football Academy de Portugal. It's www.ifapt.com. Go over there. You can reach out to me. I am my information is there. Send me your questions, concerns, and I can share whatever information you need. But I really, one thing I want to say, um, thank you so much. I really appreciate allowing me to speak my heart out. In other words,
Absolutely.
um, with with a great gratitude, I would say, "Dhanyavad,"
Arre,
or
thank you, sir.
"Shukriya."
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, God bless.
Thank, thank you, sir. It has been pleasure to share the screen with you. Highly talented, highly experienced, which always as an Indian fan wanted to hear from you. And I think all the 180 80 to 90 Indian fans are watching right now, and they have been amazing with an experience by having this podcast. Thank you, and we'll might be having more coming from you. We'll be disturbing you more because the Indian fans are liking you right now. So,
I
and
appreciate
thank
that.
you. Thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, okay. माइंडसेट थोड़ा शांति रहे भाई. अरे उनका उनका ओपिनियन है यार. ही हैज एवरीवन हैज देयर ओन ओपिनियन यार. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड ब्रदर. अपना अपना है ना, सेट करके रखे है ना अपना ओपिनियन. चलो कमेंट फटाफट फटाफट ले लेंगे तुम लोगों का. दुखी नहीं करना है. पोल मेक नो सेंस. चलो दूसरा पोल लगा लिया तेरे लिए भाई. हेलो हेलो. Our coach got 2.39 crore salary this year. That's the beauty of Indian इंडियन फुटबॉल के हम पे कर देते हैं. अरे इसको छोड़ो, हमने कितना लाख खर्चा किया पता है उसके ऊपर, सिनक्लेयर के ऊपर. और पता है ना क्या खेला उसने ऑस्ट्रेलिया में. चलो ठीक है, उसके ऊपर कुछ नहीं कर पाया, बट अगेन ब्लेम करना गलत बात है. क्यों? अरे ब्रो, तुम 5 दिन पहले लेके आए हो कि भाई मेरा मैथमेटिक्स अच्छा नहीं है, 5 दिन पहले आ जा ट्यूशन टीचर और तू पढ़ा ले और मुझे पास करा दे. ऐसा थोड़ा ना होता है यार. ऐसा थोड़ा ना होता है. 3 crore विदाउट टैक्स. हेलो प्रोफेसर. हेलो हेलो. हेलो हेलो. Hello, hi bro. Looks like you are. Yes, he was. He's from Goa. Loves AFF, loves mediocrity. वो तो पता ही है. But टेक ऑन बता दिया वो क्वेश्चन का, मैं कमेंट ले लिया. नो रूट्स ओनली लिव्स. सैफ चैंपियन वो तो अपना घर का है. इंडिया हेल्प अप फॉर बडिंग फुटबॉल. व्हाट डू why do you work in India and help out? See, that's the point is that देखो, मुझे भी इंडिया में यूट्यूब बनाने में मुश्किल हो रही है. क्यों? मैं जब अच्छे से बात कर रहा हूं, जो नो द रियल प्रॉब्लम मैं सबके पास ला रहा हूं, तो मुझे हेट मिलती है. मुझे प्रोपागंडा बनाता है, मेरे अकाउंट में रिपोर्ट किया जाता है. तो आप मुझे बताओ, आप क्यों इस निचड़ में आओगे? मैं प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर हूं, मेरा एनफ सैलरी है, मैं एंजॉय कर रहा हूं लाइफस्टाइल। व्हाई द हेल आई शुड वेस्ट माय टाइम इन इन नो इंडियन फुटबॉल? मैं वो देख रहा हूं मैच, दो चार गाली वहां पे दे दूंगा टीवी के सामने, एंड देन गोज फॉर नो गेम, जिस तरह से मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड का करता हूं। व्हाई द हेल आई शुड टेक केयर ऑफ इंडियन फुटबॉल, हेल्पिंग इंडियन फैंस, जबकि मुझे गाली मिल रही है? साला इतना मेहनत कर रहे हो, 14 आवर्स ऑफिस के बाद साला 2-3 घंटा बैठ के वीडियो बनाओगे, वीकेंड खराब करके मैं वीडियो बनाना है, और फिर गाली खाने के लिए। आई नेवर गेट एप्रिसिएशन, आई नेवर एवर गेट एप्रिसिएशन टिल दैट, अपार्ट फ्रॉम फ्यू हमारे इंडियन फैन हैं जो मेरे साथ बहुत ज्यादा नो अब फ्रेंड हो चुके हैं, नॉट अ सब्सक्राइबर नॉट अ व्यूअर, फ्रेंड बन चुके हैं। उनको छोड़ के मुझे एप्रिसिएशन नहीं मिलता है। तुमको बताओ, तुमको मोटिवेशन कहां मिलेगा? क्या मोटिवेशन है आज के दिन पे? नहीं। सेम कम्स टू हिम, व्हेन ही वांटेड टू हेल्प, he came to India, he wanted to build, brought the Adidas to help Indian football, बट हमारा AIFF ने, हमारे स्टेट फेडरेशन ने, किसी ने हेल्प नहीं किया। अब वो क्या करेगा? बोला भाई मेरा तो घर चल रहा है ना, मेरे को जाना पड़ेगा, मेरे को मेहनत करना पड़ेगा। सेम फॉर मी, कोई भी मैच खेला, इंडिया खेल रहा है, ठीक है भाई, पहले ऑफिस करता हूँ, फिर उसके बाद मैच खेलने देखने जाऊंगा। क्यों? बट हाँ, मेरे को कमेंट में लोग देते बोल देते हैं, अरे कल ही परसों किसी ने मुझे कमेंट डाल दिया, अरे तू तो आता नहीं है कलिंगा स्टेडियम, और वहां पे हैदराबाद में बैठ के बहुत बात करता है। ब्रो, पहली बात है, मेरा आने जाने से कोई मतलब नहीं है। मैं मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड का फैन हूं, मैं कभी नहीं गया ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड। इसका मतलब नहीं कि आई एम नॉट अ बिग फैन, और उससे ऊपर जज नहीं कर सकते आप। उसके ऊपर जज नहीं कर सकते कि मैं बड़ा फैन हूं या नहीं हूं, क्योंकि मैं ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड नहीं गया। दैट्स रॉन्ग, दैट एब्सोल्युटली रॉन्ग। मैंने कभी सचिन तेंदुलकर को ग्राउंड पे देखने के लिए जा नहीं पाया, बिकॉज आई वॉज अ स्टूडेंट, आई नेवर हैड ए सच ऑप्शन इन उड़ीसा। तो इसका मतलब नहीं कि मैं सचिन तेंदुलकर का बिग फैन नहीं हूं। यू कैन जज इन दैट वे ब्रदर। तो लोग ऐसे जज करते हैं, स्पेसिफिकली इंडिया में, एजेंडा बेस्ड, दिमाग तो है नहीं, घर पे रख के आते हैं ये लोग। तो उसके वजह से ये सब प्रॉब्लम होती है। जो टैलेंट है, जिसको से बोले उन्होंने कि टैलेंट है भाई, टैलेंट है, टैलेंट दिखाने के लिए भी हम रेडी हैं, बट उतना एप्रिसिएशन, मोटिवेशन, उतना एनवायरमेंट चाहिए, जो कि नहीं मिलता है हमें। कोई बड़ी बात तो है नहीं। People send people to train how to scout players. Again, he will send Vaishali, but the question is that AIFF is eager to do it, the state federation eager to do it। फ्री में कोई मतलब पानी पीने को मन नहीं है तुमको, मैं जबरदस्ती पानी पिलाऊंगा, तुमको गुस्सा आएगा। सेम कम्स टू AIFF, जरूरत नहीं है उनके पास भाई, बड़े बड़े लोग हैं, पॉलिटिशियंस, हाँ, मनी मेकर, गुंडाज, they are happy with it, they don't need talent bro, they don't need talent। तो उनको जबरदस्त टैलेंट तुम क्यों घुसाओगे? नहीं पसंद है उनको। सुई आउट ऑफ सिलेबस क्वेश्चन वो ले लिया मैंने, उनको मार्जिन मिलता है तो सपोर्ट करते हैं। सेम एग्जैक्टली, उनको मार्जिन मिलेगा तभी सपोर्ट करेंगे, नहीं तो सपोर्ट क्यों करेंगे तुम्हें? सेम, तुम प्रोफेसर कलिंगो हो, तुमको इंडियन फुटबॉल का कंटेंट पे वीडियो बनाना है, उनको सपोर्ट करना है, तो स्टीमैक का कल्याण चौबे, साजी प्रभाकरन जी, उनकी बातों पे हाँ बोलना है, उनके एजेंडा में तुमको साथ देना है, तो फिर तुमको इंटरव्यू मिल जाएंगी। अबे तुमको इंटरव्यू मिल गया, तुम्हारा सब्सक्राइबर चैनल ग्रो हो गया, और हमारे कुछ हैं भोले इंडियन फैंस, वो तुमको सब्सक्राइब करेंगे, लाखों में व्यू देंगे। पर तुम सच्चाई कर बोलोगे तो तुमको लाखों में क्या लात मारेंगे, लात मारेंगे, जैसे अपना हाल होता है। व्यू वीडियो बनाते हैं हम, जो पूरा सैड रियलिटी ऑफ इंडियन फुटबॉल, 300 व्यू आती है, 400 व्यू आता है। एक कोई बोलता है ईगो स्टीमा इज डूइंग वंडर्स, उसको 1.5 मिलियन व्यूअर्स देते हैं। तो आप बताओ, मैं कल जाके सच बोलूं या झूठ बोलूं? यू टेल मी। तुम मुझे क्या बोल रहे हो? तो बोल रहे हो झूठ बोलने के लिए, यू आर फोर्सिंग मी। हाँ, लाइक कर दो यार। स्टेट एसोसिएशन सक्स एब्सोल्युटली ब्रदर, दे सक्स, ट्रू ट्रू। मैं उनको यह कर देता हूँ। कमेंट वो सर को थोड़ा रिप्लाई करता है। दिस एल्विस वी नीडेड एब्सोल्युटली, दैट्स व्हाट देयर वाज अ टॉक कि हमारे पास टैलेंट नहीं है, हमारे स्काउटिंग टैलेंट नहीं है, हमारे पास कोचिंग टैलेंट नहीं है. ब्रो, द कोचिंग टैलेंट, द स्काउटिंग टैलेंट आर वर्किंग फॉर यूरोप, working for America, working from other countries. The doctor we need are working for America, Europe. The talent you need वो working for other companies, foreign companies. Even for me, मेरे गांव में एक अच्छा ढंग का टीचर नहीं है, कोई ढंग का टीचर नहीं है, उनको आता नहीं है कुछ. And I come from that area. Though I can do it, I have all the skills to do that. But do the government asking me? No. What I am doing, I am helping another private company of America to grow. I'm working for that company, right? And the Indian talent, the pure Indian talent, pure Odia talent, is helping a American company to grow. That is a problem. That is a problem. So talent का भी problem नहीं रहा है इंडिया में. It's all about the giving opportunity. Absolutely. हम कॉपी कट करते हैं. See, if you ask me now, in my private time, in my free time, I want to be a coach. Yeah, I want to be. I want to help, the school here with the football. I want to do it free, absolutely free. मैं तो सब कुछ फ्री में करता हूँ. ये कौन सा मैं पैसा लेके कर रहा हूँ? आज की वीकेंड है, माहौल है, सैटरडे. मैं यहाँ पे आके आराम से कहीं पे घूमने जा सकता था. कोई भी एक टीवी सीरीज लगा सकता था, बैठ के देखता आराम से. टेस्ट मैच चल रहा है, मजा ले सकता था. कुछ भी कर सकता था मैं. I am here shouting on Indian Football Federation, Indian football problems, talking to big shots like Elvis, other, Saikat, the lot of big people, lot of big people. There's a president of those clubs. I'm talking to them, pushing them, asking them to come to podcast. उससे मेरे को क्या फायदा मिलेगा? घंटा सब्सक्राइबर मिलता है. देखा तुम कितना सब्सक्राइबर बढ़ा है? 5 या 6 बढ़ा होगा, 10 लाइक हुआ होगा, 10 रुपया मिला होगा यूट्यूब से. That is not the point here. We are giving a free service to Indian football. Why? It's because we are passionate about the football, man. We are passionate about the football. We want football to grow. यही है हमारा ओपिनियन यार, यही चाहते हैं हम. बट ये कैसे होगा? हमें कोई तो अप्रिशिएट नहीं करता है, हमें कोई हेल्प नहीं करता है, हमें कोई कुछ भी नहीं करता है. हाउ डू यू डू दैट मैन? वी कांट. यही चलता रहेगा. एब्सोल्युटली. यू कैन कम बैक नाउ. स्टेप सेटअप इज इंप्रूविंग. आई नो मैन, सेटअप इंप्रूव नहीं हो रहा है ब्रो. अभी भी पॉलिटिक्स चल रही है. अरे भाई, अभी भी पॉलिटिक्स चलता है. देखो, इगोर ने इतना कुछ बेकार काम किया है, कल्याण चौबे ने कुछ बोला नहीं. फालतू की न्यूज आ रही है, कल्याण चौबे वर्सेस इगोर स्टिमाक, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, इगोर स्टिमाक को वार्निंग दिया गया है, ब्ला 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 ब्ला. नथिंग एल्स, नथिंग एल्स. उन्हें बोला ना क्या हो रहा है. एक मतलब सुपर कप, रिसेंट सुपर कप, उन्होंने बोला था फेडरेशन कप के बारे में, जहां पे टॉयलेट करने के लिए, हाँ पता है ना, तुम लोग को नहीं जा पता होगा, मेरे एज के लोग होंगे तो उनको पता होगा, गांव में उड़ीसा में अभी भी प्रॉपर टॉयलेट नहीं है. एक गड्ढा खोल दिया जाता है, गड्ढे के बीच में एक सीमेंट का डाल दिया, उसमें होल है, उसमें अपना टॉयलेट करो. जैसे द उड़ीसा में हमारा टाइम था, हम लोग का ऐसा ही था, स्कूल में भी ऐसा ही कुछ था. फेडरेशन कप में ऐसा हाल है. उस टाइम पे जब वो कोचिंग करते थे इसका चर्चिल का. नाउ माय क्वेश्चन इज 2022, ओके, नो 2022 नहीं, 2023 जनवरी फरवरी और जून जुलाई सुपर कप चल रहा है केरला में. प्रॉपर मेडिसिन नहीं है, प्रॉपर वाटर नहीं है, प्रॉपर फैसिलिटीज नहीं है. एंड दुख की बात है, जहां पे आई लीग की टीम स्टे कर रही है फॉर द सुपर कप, उनके छत पे रॉड दिख रहा है और पानी गिर रहा है. And you are saying yellow people is a progress. Super Cup is the premium domestic cup for Indian football, and those winner will play in Asia. तुम्हारा घर का ना, तुम्हारे घर में ना उससे बेटर फैसिलिटीज हैं. इट्स अ गुड आइडिया बाय द वे. He has given this point कि भाई ISL is not that competitive. In foreign clubs is yoga ex used as improving mental reaction. It's if not what it is. पैसा नहीं है. क्या पैसा नहीं है? सब पैसा है. I can do solo goal against any team of the world. Use me or lose me. ये जो आइडिया है ना इंडिया में काम नहीं करेगा. लड़ाई हो जाएगी. एब्सोल्युटली. तू कैसे ले रहा है? हैं? मेरा प्रॉफिट है, मेरा एरिया है, तू क्यों घुस रहा है? That's like like we always don't see development. We see the power shifting. That's it. The power fight. Absolutely. They don't care about the other comfort zone. हाँ नहीं, they don't. वही करके खुशी हो जाएंगे. वो तो है. अरे टेंशन मत लो भाई. तो भाई हमारा 50 साल लगेंगे उस लेवल पे. हाँ भाई, पहले कुछ ना हो रहा है. ट्रू ट्रू ट्रू. स्पीक Portuguese. ट्रू ट्रू. या we maintain well. Absolutely. True true. Thanks man. Thank you. नहीं रहूंगा बे. Absolutely. वो नहीं है हमारे पास. हम नींद से उठते हैं और जब मूड में आता है हम प्रॉपर कैलेंडर बना देते हैं. कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा. क्यों करेंगे भाई? ऑलरेडी उड़ीसा है ना. ये अच्छा पॉइंट है. एफएफ कंट्रोल हासिल करेगा तो एम्बुलेंस नहीं, ऑटो में आएंगे. थैंक यू बाय. वो मॉडल अभी तक नहीं आया है. मर जाएंगे तब तक नहीं होगा. कल की योगा आ जाएगा. उसका पूछा नहीं, भूल गया यार. क्या बात करूं इसके मतलब, और शर्म. मतलब क्या है, बेइज्जती और होना है क्या? हाउ टू स्टार्ट ए कंपनी विद पब्लिक मनी? इंडिया में नहीं हो सकता है. हाँ ना यार. ज्यादा कल्याण कल्याण नाम मत करो, लगा देगा. कल्याण जी वेकेशन अयोध्या पे आफ्टर एफसी का नाम हो. इंडिया जीत गया ना इसलिए. यस. ट्रू ट्रू. ये कमेंट लिया है ना हमने. या वो तो करना है, बट एजुकेट कौन करेगा? हाँ वो तो करेंगे ही। यस। नहीं कर सकते, नहीं कर रहा है, सिखाने के लिए कोई है नहीं, नहीं होती है इम्प्रूवमेंट। ये पूछ लिया मैंने। ओके। अभी कितना कमेंट है भाई? with regards to AFC Asia Cup, for which country do you it's more embarrassing, India finishing position, China unable to, हाँ चाइना के लिए बहुत दुख की बात है। टॉक अबाउट इंडिया, टॉक अबाउट उड़ीसा एफसी। अरे आज नहीं बात करेंगे, आज रात को बात करेंगे ऑन उड़ीसा वर्सेस ईस्ट बंगाल। जो ईस्ट बंगाल कल सुपर अप उठाएंगे। अरे ट्राई योर बेस्ट मैन। वी आर द ईस्टर्न ड्रैगन एब्सोल्युटली। हम फालतू है बाईचुंग, आता तो अच्छा होता, बस जिताया नहीं उसको। वही तो मुझे भी खबर कवा ईगर कस्टमर को भी इंडियन प्लेयर्स की कौन सी बढ़िया है फॉर का कैंप, तो वो भी नहीं मिला, नहीं मिला। कोई कम पॉलिटिक्स नहीं है। कल्याण हो गया। थैंक यू। आपको हो जो हो, आपको जो हेट करते हैं उन पे ध्यान क्यों दे रहे हो? आपको प्यार करते हैं उन पे ध्यान दो, स्प्रेड लव, स्टे पॉजिटिव। आई 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 ऑलवेज डू। बोला ना मैंने कि हमारे कुछ हैं इंडियन फैन जो कि हमारे, अब मेरा दोस्त हो चुके हैं, वो सब्सक्राइबर में नहीं है, जैसे आप वन ऑफ देम, नो साई, नो सक्सेस जोन, एवरीवन, लॉट ऑफ फ्रेंड, दानिश भाई बहुत है, ऐसे नाम बोलूंगा तो खत्म नहीं होंगे। बट द पॉइंट इज दैट, सी, we are going to target a mass in Indian football if we want to progress. हम्म, और वो मास के लिए जाने के लिए आपको हेटर्स को चेंज करना पड़ेगा, उनकी हेड टू प्यार। समझ रहे हो ना? हम लोग तो कर रहे हैं, बट मास को आपको चेंज करना है ब्रो, एंड वी वांट टू टारगेट मास। और हम लोग जस्ट स्टार्ट किए ना जुल भाई, दिस इज स्टार्ट, ये फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ प्रोफेसर कलिंगा, इट्स फर्स्ट ईयर, हुआ भी नहीं है, ईयर खत्म नहीं हुआ। जुलाई में पहला साल होगा मेरा, जून जुलाई में मेरा पहला साल होगा प्रोफेसर कलिंगा का। और वी आर ऑलरेडी रीच टू 6K, एंड आई एम श्योर अनदर 5-6 मंथ, अनदर 4-5 के तो आएगा ही आएंगे। बट दिस इज जस्ट स्टार्ट। एंड इफ यू सी इंडियन फुटबॉल की यूट्यूब में उनका एक्टिविटी, तो अराउंड 2 लाख है, 2 लाख है, ठीक है। उसका 50% या 25%, 2 लाख का 25% कितना हुआ? 50,000। जब तक 50,000 60,000 हमारे इंडियन फैंस को प्रोफेसर कलिंग से ना जुड़े, उनको हम अपना एजुकेशन ना फैलाए जो मैं फैला रहा हूं 6-7 महीने से, तो फेलियर है मेरा, फेलियर है मेरा। मैं वहां तक पहुंच नहीं पाऊंगा तो फेलियर है मेरा। क्या, क्या मैं स्प्रेड करूंगा? सुनने के लिए कोई नहीं है तो स्प्रेड क्या करूं? यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? मास को पहुंचना है, तब भी इंडिया को ग्रोथ होगा। इंडिया छोटा कंट्री नहीं है। एब्सोल्युटली। नहीं, उनको उनको ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग। आपको मास को एजुकेट करना पड़ेगा, यही हम नहीं कर रहे हैं, यही हम नहीं कर रहे हैं। हम सोच रहे हैं हमारे फ्रेंड जो हैं अच्छा जानते हैं, हमारे कुछ कुछ नो इंडियन फ्रेंड्स हैं जो अच्छे होते हैं, बस हो गया, मेरा काम हो गया। ना 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 ना, वही तो कल्याण चौबे भी कर रहा है, वही तो ईगो स्टीमक भी कर रहा है। वो क्या सोच रहे हैं? हाँ मेरे को जितना हो पाएगा उतना ट्राई करूंगा, उससे ज्यादा मैं ट्राई नहीं करूंगा। एंड एवरीवन वांट्स फुटबॉल टू ग्रो, बट वो ग्रो इसलिए नहीं कर पा रहे, वो थोड़ा कर रहे हैं। तू इगोर टिमाक, तू बस 20 प्लेयर के बारे में सोच रहा है कि 20 प्लेयर को मैं कैसे डेवलप करूं। अबे सोच ना 50 प्लेयर की पूल को मैं कैसे डेवलप करूं। कल्याण चौबे तू सोच रहा है 2-4 स्टेट्स हैं जो फुटबॉल को बेटर बनाने के लिए ट्राई कर रहे हैं, उन्हीं को मैं हेल्प कर लेता हूं। नहीं, तुझे उस स्टेट पे भी जाना है जहां पे डेवलपमेंट नहीं है, उसको डेवलप करना है। नहीं, सबको कंफर्ट जोन में है, कंफर्ट जोन में जितना हो पाएगा उतना हो पाएगा, उससे ज्यादा हम नहीं करेंगे। दैट्स आई एम नॉट लुकिंग फॉर। मैं आप देखो, तुम मुझे देखोगे, मेरे लाइफस्टाइल को देखोगे, मेरे घर में आके कभी रहोगे कि आप मेरे को जो पहचानते हैं ना, दे नो कि मैं एक्सट्रीम जाता हूं मेरा अपने आप को। नहीं तो मैं यूट्यूब नहीं कर सकता, नहीं तो फुटबॉल के लिए मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता। आई गो एक्सट्रीम। मेरी लाइफ की जो कमिटमेंट्स है, उसको साइड खत्म करके मैं एक्सट्रीम जाता हूं, एक्सट्रीम। तब मैं इंडियन फुटबॉल को मैं हेल्प कर पाता हूं। तो मैं जब एक्सट्रीम जा रहा हूं, तो मैं भी चाहता हूं कि मैं एक्सट्रीम मास को भी एजुकेट करूं। यही एफर्ट है, और कुछ नहीं है। थैंक यू ब्रदर, एंड ऑल हेल्प फ्रॉम यू गाइस, यू पुश मी। जैसे मोहन बागान का एग्जिट, मोहन बागान की मैच हो रहा था, वसुंधरा वसुंधरा किंग से लाइनअप आने की 10-15 मिनट पहले मैंने बोल दिया था कि गया, ये गया, खत्म। वो क्यों बोला था, उसका लॉजिक भी बोला था, सक्सेस जोन थे हमारे साथ। थैंक यू। एंड बेस्ट पार्ट है ना, आज एक मैसेज आया है मेरे, मुझे सुबह अच्छा नहीं लगा। नाम नहीं बोलूंगा उन सब्सक्राइबरों का, उन्होंने पर्सनली मुझे मैसेज किया है इंस्टाग्राम पे। उन्होंने बोला, वो एक्चुअली उड़ीसा के फैन है। उन्होंने बोला कि आपने गुरकीरत के बारे में ऐसा क्यों बोला। ओके। और आपको, आप तो कभी कलिंग स्टेडियम आते नहीं हो, और यहाँ पे आप ज्ञान झाड़ देते हो। तो मैंने उनको बोला कि भाई मैंने गुरकीरत को कुछ खराब नहीं बोला है। मैंने, आप मेरे पॉडकास्ट सुने नहीं, मेरे पॉडकास्ट आप सुनोगे तो आपने सुना होगा कि मैंने बोला कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, तो इंडियन फुटबॉल का एक एग्रेशन, एक पैशन बढ़ेगा, एंड फुटबॉलिंग नो एक नो एंथू आएगी, वो सब मैंने बोला है। और शॉर्ट्स में जो बोला है, जो शॉर्ट्स बनाया है मैंने, उसमें मैंने ये बोला है कि गुरकीरत को फ्रस्ट्रेशन दिखाना चाहिए। उसने जो ग्राउंड में किया, मेरे को कोई तकलीफ नहीं है। वो जाके जो विंडो तोड़ा, या दरवाजा तोड़ रहे हो, या सुएरेज, याद है सुएरेज ने अपनी ये तोड़ दिया था, कांच का ये तोड़ दिया था, दैट शोज ए वेस्ट ऑफ योर फ्रस्ट्रेशन। दैट्स नॉट करेक्ट। नेवर एवर डू दैट। इफ यू डोंट हैव कंट्रोल ऑन योर aggression, then you don't deserve to be, or you can't be a successful player. In athletic is a very important thing. In profession, in my profession, it's also important thing कि मैं जब तक गुस्सा में कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाऊंगा। मैं पकड़ लो, मेरा एक टीम मेंबर अश्विन है, एंड he did a blunder, he did a blunder, पूरी गलत कर दिया है, क्लाइंट मेरे ऊपर चिल्ला रहा है, क्लाइंट इज लाइक यूजिंग ऑल द फक वर्ड्स। ओके, आई गॉट द फीडबैक फ्रॉम द क्लाइंट, और लेफ्ट एंड राइट ले लिया मेरा। मैं जाके अश्विन को भी लेफ्ट एंड राइट ले लिया, तो मैं एज ए लीडर क्या किया, घंटा। मैंने पूरा स्ट्रेस क्लाइंट का ले लिया, पर अभी मेरा काम यह है कि उसको फिल्टर करना है, और अश्विन के लिए एक गाइडेंस बनाना है, उसको इंप्रूव करना है, उसको ग्रो करना है, उसको बस के अंदर नहीं डालना है जो स्टीमैक ने किया। दैट इज समथिंग आई वांटेड फ्रॉम गुरकृत। मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूं कि ऑन द फील्ड वो एग्रेशन दिखाया, आई लव इट, आई लव इट, आई कीप ऑन सेइंग। मेरा जो पॉडकास्ट सुना है उसने सुना होगा, मेरा पॉडकास्ट जाके देख लो, मैंने यही बोला है, मजा आ रहा है, एग्रेशन आ रहा है, एक एक एनर्जी आ रही है। बट जब तुम ग्राउंड से निकल जा रहे हो गुरकिरत, you should forget that thing, you should forget those, those things, the heat of the moment, forget those. If when you come out from the ground, ग्राउंड के बाहर आने के बाद तुम ऐसे हरकत कर रहे हो जहां पे मैं बोल रहा हूं कि गलत बात नहीं है, बट तुम कंट्रोल करो, तुम्हारे फुटबॉल के लिए अच्छा रहेगा, तुम्हारे माइंड शांत रहेगा, क्योंकि तुम्हें कोई भी प्रोवोक कर सकता है इजीली, और तुम फ्रस्ट्रेट रेड कार्ड ले लोगे, क्या फायदा है फिर। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट। तुम प्रोवो कॉलेज, बालाटोली, बालाटोली आपको जानते हो, मारियो बालाटोली इज अ मैनचेस्टर सिटी प्लेयर, स्ट्राइकर। जोजी मुर्नो हर टाइम बोलता था, भाई तू पूरा सुपरस्टार प्लेयर है, मतलब एग्रेशन को कंट्रोल कर ले भाई। तेरे को कोई जी में घुसा देता है तो तू कुछ ना कुछ उखाड़ देता है, रेड कार्ड मिल जाता है। सो यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट, दैट वाज माई पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, बट पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, and that is because the education or the fan education has been poor, कोई ये बताता तो है नहीं ना ये चीजें। हर कोई बोलता है रेफरी बेकार कर दिया, ये रिग्ड है, ये है वो है, जो कि हाइपोथेटिकल है। कभी कोई योर नो रेफरी इंडिया में रिग्ड नहीं हो सकता है, ये तो आपको समझ लो चीजों को, बेकार बात है। ठीक है, मिस्टेक्स होती है, आई एग्री। कब तुम्हारे एग्नेस्ट में हो जाता है, कभी मेरे एग्नेस्ट में हो जाता है। तो तुम उस दिन बोलते हो जब मेरे एग्नेस्ट में हो गया, तो मैं बोल देता हूँ ये रिग्ड है। जब मेरे एग्नेस्ट में होता है तो मैं बोल देता हूँ तुमको तुम्हारा रिग्ड है। ये फैन की एक एक वाइल्डेस्ट एक्सक्यूज है। उसको तुम साइड में रखो, वो बोलते रहो, बैंटर करने के लिए मेरे को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, यू कीप डूइंग इट। बट मेरे पर्सनल मैसेज बॉक्स में जाके आप ऐसे बात कर रहे हो, बोल रहे हो कि मैं तुमको अनसब्सक्राइब करूंगा, उसमें मुझे क्या फायदा है या तुझे लॉस है, बता। लॉस तुझे है, मुझे नहीं है। एक सब्सक्राइबर मुझे ऐसे कैसे मिल जाएगा ब्रो? मैंने अच्छा काम करूंगा तो मैं कल जाके 10,000 सब्सक्राइबर लूंगा। तू वो फैन एजुकेशन में नहीं रहेगा। और तू किससे सीख रहा है पता है फैन एजुकेशन? तू नहीं जानता है मुझे ना, ये प्रॉब्लम है। तुमको वो ऐसे लोगों से सीखना है। आई डोंट वांट टू कमेंट ऑन दैट, दे डोंट हैव एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ दोस थिंग। उनको सोशल लाइफ की एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है। वो बस कैमरा ऑन कर दिए हैं और बोल रहे हैं, थोड़ा बहुत फुटबॉल आता है बोल दे रहे हैं। यू आर गोइंग टू लूज दैट व्हाट आई कैन ब्रिंग टू द फुटबॉल। तो लॉस मेरा नहीं है, तेरा है। इंडिया अगर बड़ा टूर्नामेंट जीतेगी तब न्यूज मीडिया हाइप करेगी, फिर इंडिया में फुटबॉल भी डेवलप होगा, एब्सोल्युटली। एंड यू कैन एक्सप्लेन व्हाई ब्रेंडन वाज नॉट इन द फर्स्ट 11। पूछना भूल गया यार। थैंक यू। आई थिंक इम्प्रूविंग पूजा committees Ganesh Durga Indian football, there will be lot of fans and lot of money। क्या प्रोफेसर, आप सही लोगों को गलत टाइम पे लाए हो। को कहीं नहीं जाने वाला। हाँ, उसको बुला रहा हूँ, रुको रुको। मैसेज का रिप्लाई नहीं करता है वो। मुझे भी कभी कभी खबर हो गया, ये ले लिया मैंने। एक्सपर्ट इगोर कमेंट अबाउट सही था, कमेंट्स बहुत सही था। ईगोर का क्वेश्चन उठाना नहीं था, क्योंकि देखो ईगोर के बारे में ना बोलना मुश्किल हो जाता है, लोग डरते हैं। मेरे लिए अलग बात है, बट आप देखोगे इवन बहुत से यूट्यूबर्स ईगोर के बारे में बोल नहीं रहे। देखो ईगोर कल जाके अफगानिस्तान के अगेंस्ट में जीतेगा, और ये और 1-2 साल रहेगा। आप उसके एग्नेस्ट में बोलोगे तो इंडियन पब्लिक, अभी देखो मेरे को जितने भी सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, सडनली टर्न आउट हो जाएंगे ना अफगानिस्तान के अगेंस्ट में, जब जीत जाएगा ना, मेरे को टॉक्सिक बोलना स्टार्ट कर देंगे, ट्रस्ट मी। यही यही एग्जैक्टली सेम है। इंडियन फैंस विल बी टॉक्सिक अगेंस्ट मी। तू साला नेगेटिव है, तुझे क्या पता है? तूने इंडिया के लिए क्या कर लिया? तू ही कोच बन जा, तू पैसा दे दे, ये कर दे वो कर दे, कुछ भी बोल देते हैं। तो इसलिए लोग डरते हैं, क्योंकि अनसब्सक्राइब हो जाएंगे यार। दिखाना पड़ता है जो लोगों को देखने को अच्छा लगता है, इसलिए लोग नहीं बोलते ओपनली। बट वो मेरे साथ थोड़ी ना सब लोग हैं। अरे ये सब अपने घर की बात है, छोड़ दो। माइंडसेट ही इज गुड बाय द वे, बट अगेन एज आई सेड यू, इफ यू आस्क कल्याण चौबे ऑल्सो ही कांट स्पीक आउट अगेंस्ट ईगोस्टिमैक। नो वन कैन। इवन मान लो मार्कस को भी लेके आ जाओ ना, तो भी वो ईगोस्टिमैक के अगेंस्ट में नहीं बोलेगा। आई कैन ब्रिंग एनी वन इन इंडियन फुटबॉल राइट नाउ can talk against ego stigma. They won't. They will play a diplomatic way because the public figure. You try to understand. तुम्हारे लिए इजी है, हमें मेरे लिए इजी है, सबके लिए नहीं है। और मैंने ये पूछना भूल गया यार, आई शुड हैव आस्क्ड दिस। कोई नहीं, नेक्स्ट टाइम पूछेंगे। तो मार दो उसका, तब मेरा मेरा सब्सक्राइबर बढ़ेगा, ये याद रखना। अफगानिस्तान से इंडिया हारी ना, मैं 10,000 टच करूंगा। आप बहुत अच्छे बोलते हो, थैंक यू आयुष भाई, लव यू ब्रदर। सब इंडियन यूट्यूबर्स मिलके क्राउड फंडिंग करके एक एकेडमी खोल सकते हो, फिर मारा पिटा हो जाएगा। समझ रहे हो ना? मुझे भी ब्लू रेंज दे दो। दूंगा यार, पहले ये सारा ऑन होने दो। मैं वो इसको पोस्टल वाले को ना मैसेज भी किया साले को, कि भाई मेरे को एक, कहाँ गया वो साला, और 9:30 को क्यूरियस हेयर भी बुला रहे हैं मुझे। कहाँ कहाँ करूंगा यार। कल मूवी देखने गया था, बहुत दिन के बाद। लास्ट तो देखा था वो डुंकी, डुंकी के बाद अभी गया। वो भी 3 दिन छुट्टी मिला तो इसलिए। कहाँ पे गया? मैंने उस बंदे को मैसेज किया पता है कि ब्रो, एक बात बता, तुझे कोई लिफाफा मिल रहा है क्या? ये देखो, मैंने भेजा। भाई एक गूगल एडसेंस का लिफाफा है भाई, दे मेरे को। बोला आया ही नहीं, क्या बोलना अभी। अरे भाई तो मैंने सुना नजमुल भाई, कोई पेट्रोनिक्स या पेट्रोटेक कुछ को करके ऐप है, जहां पे हम लोग नो उसका लिंक दे देंगे तो आप लोग नो सुपर चैट वगैरह कर सकते हो, कंट्रीब्यूट वगैरह कर सकते हो, ऐसा सुना है मैंने। सो करेंगे क्या ट्राई? अश्विन का ले ऑफ होने वाला है। क्यों भाई? भाई थाईलैंड बहरीन क्वालिफाइड नॉकआउट नॉकआउट मैचेस, हाँ भाई हमसे नीचे है वो। ये या बट योर लॉ शुड एप्लीकेबल टू कोच लोबेरा। ग्रेट मैन, थैंक यू। साहब छोड़ के एटलीस्ट दूसरा लीग ज्वाइन करो। भाई यू आर डूइंग ग्रेट जॉब, व्हाई वी फॉलो यू, इग्नोर द बैड गाइस। आई नो, मैं देखो, आई वांटेड टू, और जब तुम सोशल मीडिया में हो तो आपको ऐसे इग्नोर करना पड़ता है, आई अंडरस्टैंड। बट सुबह सुबह कोई पर्सनल मैसेज भेजता है तो मुझे, और भी उड़िया फैन है तो देर इज अ स्पेशल अट्रैक्शन टू द उड़िया फैन, राइट? तो मैंने उसका मैसेज पढ़ा, तब मेरे को बुरा लगा थोड़ा कि ब्रो, आई एम ट्राइंग टू एजुकेट पीपल कि एग्रेशन इज नॉट गुड। एग्रेशन ऑन द फील्ड विथ अ लिमिटेड वे, गुड, बट ऑफ द फील्ड, that won't help you in your career. That's what I wanted to send you a message. लोग नहीं समझते। हाँ, नीचे से फर्स्ट ऑलरेडी हम लोग तो हो चुके हैं भाई। अभी नीचे से फर्स्ट है हम लोग, 24 to 24 तो फर्स्ट है। क्या सक्सेस जोन, मोहन वाला बागान वाला थिंकिंग कर रहे हो? फर्स्ट से फर्स्ट होना है, फर्स्ट से फर्स्ट नहीं होना होता है, नीचे से फर्स्ट। रोहित भाई लव यू ब्रदर। नहीं करते हैं, क्या बोलेंगे बताओ? मेरा कंसर्न तो वो है, वो तो है। या इट इज, वो एआईएफएफ करेगा ना भाई, मैं नहीं करूंगा ना। या मैं उनसे बात कर रहा हूँ, बाय द वे आई एम गोइंग टू ब्रिंग देम इन द पॉडकास्ट। प्लान चल रहा है मेरा, ये आज नहीं है, मेरा ऑलरेडी 7 दिन या 8 दिन हो गया है प्लान चला। अच्छा हुआ आई थिंक आज आज और एक कोई यूट्यूबर ने यूनाइटेड स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में बात किया, मेरे को एक नोटिफिकेशन आया था, आई आई डोंट रिमेम्बर। एंड मैंने ऑलरेडी बात हो चुकी है उनके साथ, बट वो डेट फिक्स नहीं की है। जिस दिन इनको पॉडकास्ट में बुलाऊंगा, आई विल गिव ए लिंक, आई विल गिव ए लिंक जहां पे आप डोनेट करोगे एवरी वन। मुझे, आप लोग कभी भी नहीं करते हो ना ये क्या था सुपर चैट, और मुझे जरूरत नहीं है। उस दिन आई वांट ऑल द सुपर चैट, एवरी वन शुड डू द सुपर चैट, एंड आई वांट टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू द स्पोर्ट्स यूनाइटेड। सो इट विल बी डेडिकेटेड टू स्पोर्ट्स यूनाइटेड। मैं एफिलिएटेड करूंगा। चल रहा है बात, देखते हैं यार कब बोलते हैं वो लोग। प्रॉब्लम है कि लोग आने के लिए आते ही नहीं है, तो क्या करूं मैं? एलविस को 15 दिन, 15 से 16 दिन से भाग रहा हूँ, तब एलविस भाई आए हमारे। वो होगा, आगे 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 जाके होगा। आज प्रेमकर को बुलाओ प्लीज, इस बंगाल नॉर्थ उड़ीसा। 9:30 को नहीं आएगा वो। फुटबॉल क्लब आई लीग 2 में खिलाने के लिए ये बहुत पैसा आता है भाई, आपने औकात से बाहर है। मैं जब रंजीत सर को लाऊंगा, बोला पूछ लेना, बहुत बहुत ज्यादा है। अभी नहीं, अभी नहीं, कल रात को पूछेंगे। अरे सक्सेस जोन, तुम मेरे जख्म में क्यों नमक डाल रहे हो यार? लोग मुझे एंटी ओएफसी बोलते हैं यार। राहुल जोशी को मैसेज किया है, विजयन, आई एम टेलिंग यू, टेल देम कि उज्जवल बुला रहा है। देखो मैं बताता हूँ, तुम लोग मानते नहीं ना, मैं बहुत मेहनत करता हूँ, मैं दिखाता हूँ तुमको, रुको। कहाँ गया राहुल? राहुल राहुल राहुल, दिख रहा है? आज फ्री हो, ये हो, लिखा है उसको। उसने क्या बोला? नहीं यार भाई, अभी मेरा शिफ्ट 7 to 4 AM मॉर्निंग हो गया है, जब छुट्टी मिलेगा उस दिन बुलाऊंगा, और जब वो छुट्टी रहेगा मेरा छुट्टी नहीं रहेगा। अरे उनको क्या हो, ही इज माई सीनियर मैन, यू नो, ऑन कम्स टू यूट्यूब। ऑलरेडी वो 4-5 हजार सब्सक्राइबर में बैठे थे जब मैं स्टार्ट किया था। ही इज एंटी ईगोर, ही इज। हाँ उन्होंने बुलाया है। भाई यू आर एबल 9:30 टू नाइट? यस आई एम ब्रो। कहाँ आग लगाना है? बोल दिया कहाँ आग लगाना है, तो बोल देंगे जहाँ आग लगा देंगे वहां पे। ट्रेन का बात कर, हाँ ऐसे कुछ तो है भैया मनीष राजक, आई वांटेड टू यूज दैट। क्योंकि ये मेरे को नहीं लग रहा, ये को 20 दिन बोल रहे हैं यार ये, नो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, यूट्यूब का एड्रेस पिन अभी तक नहीं आया है। अभी नहीं आएगा तो मुझे उड़ीसा भेजना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि यहाँ एड्रेस में नहीं आएगा तो उड़ीसा एड्रेस में तो गारंटीड आएगा। अपना उड़ीसा में तो पोस्टल सर्विस बढ़िया है। देख एम्बिजैन, द पॉइंट हियर इज दैट वी आर नॉट अगेंस्ट एनीवन till the time. See, I appreciated when the Iraq game happened. That's what the people think. I'll tell you one thing. I am Bijan. I'm not sure what is your age right now, but what I can tell you, with my experience, the role I am having, your opinion always change. Opinion should change. People say, people say, you you didn't like OFC, Odisha FC transfer plan at the start of the season. I didn't. I was condemning. I was, I was critical about it. I do. But team is playing well. Now, what is your take on? I say they are doing well with the limited resource. तो लोग बोलते हैं तुम तो बोल रहे थे खराब खेलेगा, बेकार कर रहा है, अब अच्छा क्यों बोल रहे हो? मैंने गलत कहाँ बोला? उस टाइम पे जो दिख रहा था मैंने बताया वो ओपिनियन, कि भाई ये हायरिंग ठीक से नहीं हो रही है और बेटर हो सकता है। बट आप लोबेरा ने मैजिक लिखा के उसी प्लेयरों से बेस्ट निकाल निकाल रहा है, तो मैं अप्रिशिएट कर रहा हूँ। ओपिनियन शुड चेंज विथ द सिचुएशन। ऐसा नहीं कि मैं आज इगोर को मैं बोल रहा हूँ इगोर इज नॉट करेक्ट, नॉट डूइंग वेल, इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि कल 6 महीने के बाद भी मैं यही बोलूंगा इफ ही डज वेल, ही चेंज द टीम इनटू डिफरेंट लेवल, आई विल अप्रिशिएट। पीपल से अरे तुम तो उस टाइम बोल रहे थे, अब क्यों बोल रहे हो? क्यों नहीं बोल लूंगा? जब तुम आई एम विजयन, if you if you are a student, I am a teacher, okay, and I train you, and when you are not doing well, I should be saying, hey Vijayan, you are not improving, you are not focusing, you are not training, you are not practicing. I should say, should I? Shouldn't I should. But when you, because of this whole process of criticism, feedback, you improved and you do well, then shouldn't I say, good job man, fantastic? Do you think I should say no, 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 you're bad, you're no? People doesn't understand that fact, that you should understand that fact. Okay, constructive criticism, feedback, being critical is good thing. It's not negative. It is helpful to improve, bring a different perspective. पर लोग वो समझ नहीं पाते ना। देखो प्लेयर डेवलप करने में कोई पैसे की जरूरत नहीं है। इट्स नॉट अबाउट मनी, इट्स अबाउट डेडिकेशन एंड द प्लान यू वांट टू पुट ऑन। पैसा की जरूरत नहीं होता है। आई थिंक मैंने सबका कमेंट ले लिया है। और कुछ कमेंट है क्या? Igor cannot correct things, making mistake for 1 year, 5 years, and totally different things. That's what I'm saying. It's all about if he correct things and he can bring those result. If he can't, then I'll be criticized. Now, how I criticize 8 month back is because I understood what mindset is trying to say. That ये भाई साहब से ना हो पाएगा बिकॉज ये वर्क फ्रॉम होम कोच है। इसका एटीट्यूड नहीं है, इंटेंट नहीं है, इसकी मेंटालिटी नहीं है, इसकी पैशन नहीं है, इसमें हंगर नहीं है। जब ये चार पांच चीज तुम में नहीं है, तुम कैसे करोगे? मैं बहुत बार मेरा एग्जांपल इसलिए देता हूं कि भाई, काम करने के बाद मेरे पास हैंगर है, मेरे पास पैशन है, मेरा इंटेंसिटी है, मेरा मेंटेलिटी के मैं यूट्यूब पे जाके इंडियन फुटबॉल लोगों से बात करूं, चार बात समझाऊं। मैं नहीं करूंगा तो मैं रेस्ट लूंगा। अभी अभी रेस्ट लेता ना 4 घंटा आराम से मेरे बच्ची के पास, मैं जाके अभी सो जाता 2-3 घंटा। उड़िया के जो हैं उड़ीसा से, उनको पता है खाना खाने के बाद एक एक 2 घंटे का नींद मतलब अपने लिए मतलब हेवन है। तो मैं ले सकता था ना, सैटरडे है मैं ले सकता था। आई डिडंट डू इट, राइट? द सेम वे आई डोंट डू दैट बिकॉज आई हैव ए हंगर, आई हैव ए पैशन, जो इस साल से दिखता नहीं है मुझे इस सालों से। इसलिए प्रॉब्लम है। इसलिए मैंने 6 महीना 8 महीना पहले बोल दिया था। उसकी प्रॉपर सिलेक्शन नहीं है। मैं जब आ रहा हूँ 1 साल, तो 3 साल ऑलरेडी मैं देख चुका हूँ ना उस बंदे को। एब्सोल्युटली। या तो यही पॉइंट मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि अगेन, माइंडसेट, ये एक चीज याद रखिए माइंडसेट भाई। आई नो, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज योर एज राइट नाउ, बट प्लीज रेस्पेक्ट अदर्स ओपिनियन। हो सकता है उसको लगता है सनी लियोन उसकी बीवी हो सकती है, तुम्हें लगता है सनी लियोन इज ए पॉर्न स्टार। इसका मतलब नहीं कि तुम उसको गाली दोगे कि साले तू पॉर्न स्टार को क्यों शादी कर रहा है। नो, उसके लिए वो पॉर्न स्टार अच्छा लगता है। समझे? प्यार से समझा रहा हूँ, समझ गया ना? अच्छा एग्जाम्पल दिया। उसको वो पॉर्न स्टार अच्छा लगता है। तुम्हें क्या प्रॉब्लम है? उसको अच्छा होने दो। तुम्हें अच्छा नहीं लगता ना पॉर्न स्टार, छोड़ दो ना उसको। तुमने एक बार बोल दिया, वो समझेगा समझेगा, नहीं समझेगा नहीं समझेगा, तुमको क्यों टेंशन है? समझ रहे हो ना भाई? इसलिए ओपिनियन हर टाइम, किसी का ओपिनियन है उसको रेस्पेक्ट दे दो। उसको एक बार बोलो कि भाई ऐसा ऐसा है, ऐसा ऐसा नहीं है। बोले नहीं नहीं नहीं, मेरे को सनी लियोनी से ही शादी करना है, मियाँ माया खलीफा से ही शादी करना है। तो कर तू। मैंने तेरे को बोल दिया भाई कि कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा, फ्रिक्शन नहीं होगा। कल ओएफसी प्लेयर इंजरी का एक्टिंग कर रहे थे, क्यों नहीं करते क्या? वो फुटबॉल में कौन नहीं करता है? फैन ऑफ लिवरपूल एफसी, हर्स बीट्स फॉर द नेशन। ओए होए, वैसाली, गुड। आई एम ए मैनचेस्टर फैन मैन। एंड 30 इयर्स में एक लीग जीतने में कितना खुश लगता है, खुशी लगता है वैसाली, बताओ। फिर ही लड़ाई हो गई। अरे आई I मीन क्या नाम है वैशाली, पहली बार स्ट्रीम पे आए हो? भाई यूनाइटेड एफसी को बोलो अपने चैनल में ही भाई। हाँ तो फिर ठीक है, तो फिर ठीक है, किसी के चैनल में नहीं जाना है। टॉपिक क्या है भाई? ओके, हम आज हिरन भाई के चैनल में जाएंगे बहुत दिन के बाद। किसी के चैनल पे जा रहे हैं, हम नहीं जाते ज्यादा, और पसंद नहीं करते हैं। वो भी अलग अलग रीजन के लिए अलग ही एटीट्यूड है, अपना भी अलग एटीट्यूड है। तो आज हिरन भाई के चैनल में जाएंगे और हम दोनों ही करेंगे। भाई ने क्लियर कर दिया, हिरन भाई और मैं दोनों करेंगे। और हम बात करेंगे ऑन द प्रीव्यू ऑफ कलिंग सुपर कप, ठीक है? उसके बाद 10:30 को हम लोग अपना यहाँ पे करेंगे, ठीक है? फंड रेजिंग कैंपेन शुरू करते हैं, विल लेट बी एवरीवन डोनेट। ठीक है, एक काम करते हैं विजयन, आई देन नीड, मैं उसको एक पेटाटोन क्या कुछ तो एक ऐप है ना, अभी बोल रहे थे तुम लोग, वो ऐप में मैं अपना अकाउंट खोलता हूँ। एंड आई विल स्टार्ट नो लिंक, गिव द लिंक एंड कंट्रीब्यूट वगैरह करते हैं स्टार्ट में। ओके, एंड देन सेंड इट टू नो यूनाइटेड एफसी, ठीक है? अब वो साला मैं पोस्ट डालूंगा ना कम्युनिटी पेज में, वो अरे अलग अलग लेवल के बात करते हैं। ये पैसा मार देगा इसलिए ये डाल रहा है साला, 5 रुपया 10 रुपया 100 रुपया कहीं दोगे, साला उसको मैं मार लूंगा। मतलब बेशर्म की हद होती है। तुम्हारी औकात नहीं है, इसका मतलब है कि दुनिया के किसी का भी औकात उतना नहीं है। यही प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं तो मैं डर लगता है यहाँ पे इंडियन फैन के साथ। कुछ भी एना तेना बोल देते हैं भाई। एब्सोल्युटली। या हो गया. I love to see the demolition of Liverpool coming in. I'll enjoy a lot, man. I'm so happy. I can't tell you from yesterday. I was so happy. I told to my, one of the stakeholder from client in Germany. I was talking to him and saying about this. He was saying, "Oh man, I'm damn sure you'll be so happy." And the day Pep will be leaving, you'll be celebrating like anything. I mean, yes, the day Pep and Klopp, no, will move out, the era will end. The Ten Hag already predicted is the era will come to an end, and this is the way era will come to an end. अरे नहीं करते हैं सौबिक भाई. अभी तक तो लीग नहीं सेटअप हुआ इनसे. थैंक यू. थैंक यू सुश्री भाई. कर देंगे क्या? मेरे लाइव पे भी कर देंगे, बोल देता हूँ रुको. मेरे चैनल में भी उसको लाइव कर दूंगा, चलेगा. विथ ओबीएस, एक गोली में दो शिकार. बोल दिया मैंने हिरण भाई को, देखते हैं. हाँ, ये कौन सा है? पेटाटो से. पेटाटो से कौन सा होता है बे? कुछ भी. नो प्रॉब्लम, कर दो, चलो हो जाएगा. एक गोली में दो शिकार कर देंगे. ठीक है. If Igor gets sacked, I think we shouldn't hire a foreign coach and should make Mahesh Gowli our coach some few years and should hire three Japanese coach. Absolutely, we should invest on the model of youth football. वहां पे काम करेंगे, ऑटोमेटिक आपको ब्रांड मिल जाएगा. मतलब वो बॉटल के साथ ना. या बेस्ट ऑफ लक. ठीक है ना. एंजॉय. चलो ठीक है. दो बे बहन क्या 2 घंटा हो गया. इसलिए कमर पेन कर रहा है. 2 घंटा हो गया. चलो, एक फुटबॉल मैच खेलेंगे क्या? किसके साथ खेलेंगे? किसके साथ खेलेंगे? उड़ीसा ईस्ट बंगाल मैच खेलेंगे क्या? आई एम हैप्पी विथ टेन हैग. Now management is changing, everything is changing, the process, the plan is changing. We need to have patience and I think we will be getting to it. खेलेंगे क्या ईस्ट बंगाल वर्सेस उड़ीसा? एक मैच खेलेंगे क्या? बोलोगे तो मैं खेलूंगा. लगाता हूँ रुको. एक मैच मैच खेलेंगे 5 मिनट के लिए, फिर चले जाएंगे, सो जाएंगे. नेक्स्ट वीक मैं नहीं रहूंगा. क्या हो गया? नेक्स्ट वीक मैं नहीं रहूंगा. पूरा वीक मेरा बिजी रहूंगा मैं, पूरी तरीके से. बोल चुका हूँ आप लोगों को, राइट? आप लोगों ने सुना ही होगा. तो वो एक है. ओएफसी वर्सेस ईबी. यस. यस. एक दिन स्ट्रीम यार्ड से इनवाइट लिंक से लाइव एंड रिएक्शन वीडियो कर सकते हैं. सो अभी भाई प्लान यही है कि हम लोग क्या करने वाले हैं. जब हमारे मोनेटाइजेशन तो ऑन है, बट ये साला एड्रेस पिन का लफड़ा है. एड्रेस पिन का जब एड्रेस पोस्ट मास्टर हमारा मेरे ऊपर मेहरबान होंगे और वो पिन दे देंगे, तो मेरा ये एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा. हाँ, एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा. जो भी हमारे मेंबर्स हैं, ठीक है, साई भाई हैं, बहुत से हैं मेंबर्स मेरे. अपना दानिश है अपने पास, तोसी भाई हैं, बहुत से हैं. उन लोगों को मैं मंथ में एक बार तो लाइव स्ट्रीम में लाऊंगा टू डिस्कस. एंड सेकेंड थिंग, हम ये करने वाले हैं, लाइव रिएक्शंस को भी लाएंगे. हम्म. और हो सकता है तो हम इसको भी ला सकते हैं. क्या नाम है उसका यार, भूल जाता हूँ यार. आई फॉरगॉट. है एक ऐप है यार, वो ऐप से भी आप लोगों को मैं लाइव ला सकता हूँ. उनका आपकी वॉइस एटलीस्ट कोई ये नहीं दिखा रहा, तो वॉइस से भी करा सकते. सो फैन एंगेजमेंट जो है बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव हो जाएगा व्हेन दिस विल ओपन. ऑब्वियसली फॉर द मेंबर ओनली, नॉट अदर्स. अपना स्पेशलाइज्ड कुछ तो देना पड़ेगा ना मेंबर्स को. तो मेंबर्स के लिए हम करेंगे. वी आर इन द प्लान बाय द वे. करवाओ यार. You don't have to have money. You don't need money. You need a football and a place. It is not cricket. You need lot of money. You need a football and a place. That's it. हाँ रखूंगा. या नेक्स्ट, हाँ और एक प्रॉब्लम है सक्सेस जोन. उड़ीसा का मैच है हैदराबाद में ऑन 5th February. साला गिरा भी साला मंडे. 5th February मंडे है. अब मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, यहाँ पे ऑफिस जल्दी अर्ली लॉग आउट करके मैं चला जाऊंगा मैच देखने के लिए. तो ट्राई करूंगा लोबेरा से हेलो हाई तो कर लूं एक बार, कोई भी प्लेयर से हेलो हाई करने के लिए ट्राई करूंगा. बट मैं ट्राई करूंगा कि 5th को मैं मैच देखने जा रहा हूँ, ब्लॉग बनाएंगे ठीक है. लाइव वहीं से ब्लॉग बनाने का प्लान करेंगे 5th को. उड़ीसा वर्सेस व्हाट यू से, ईस्ट बंगाल नहीं, हैदराबाद. पता चला लास्ट नेक्स्ट ईयर तक हैदराबाद बंद हो जाएगा. अब हैदराबाद बंद हो गया तो वो भी देखने को नहीं मिलेगा मेरे. इको रैप भाई. पेटाट्रॉन चार्ज 5 to 12% fee for fundraising and GoFundMe charge 0 but रिव्यू सीम बैड चेक आउट ब्रो. नहीं 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 नहीं, पेट्रॉन यस, पेट्रॉन इज गुड. आप नो क्यों इसका भी देखोगे ना, कैरी मिनाटी एंड एवरीवन, दे डोंट आस्क मनी और सुपर चैट फ्रॉम यूट्यूब. दे से दैट के पेट्रॉन में जाओ और वहां से करो. बट क्योंकि यूट्यूब 40% चार्ज लेता है, मतलब आप लोग 10 रुपीज देते हो ना, तो 4 रुपीज कट करता है, 6 रुपीज मुझे देता है. 6 रुपीज उसमें भी टैक्सेबल है, मेरे लिए भी टैक्स मुझे देना पड़ता है. सो वो प्रॉब्लमेटिक है वहां पे. बट पेट्रॉन इज वेरी गुड, सो आई वुड ट्राई टू डू विथ पेट्रॉन. मोहम्मदन का मैच का टाइम क्या है, लेट है. कहाँ का क्या क्या करूं बे, टाइम ही नहीं हो रहा है. यूज यूट्यूब पे लाइव करो, यूज उससे यूट्यूब पे लाइव करो. मैंने किया था एक बार तो, रिसेंटली किया था. हाँ मैं जा रहा हूँ, छुट्टी नहीं लूंगा. छुट्टी लेने का ऑप्शन नहीं है. मैं बोला ना मेरा हालत कुछ इसके साथ है, जुआन जैसा है, जुआन के ऐसा. तो वो मुश्किल है मेरे लिए. बट या व्हाट आई कैन डू इज, मैं ये कर लूंगा, जल्दी चला जाऊंगा. एंड आई कैन हैव अ मैच, क्योंकि 8 बजे ही मैच होगा, 7:30 8 बजे. सो दैट्स फाइन, आई कैन मैनेज. चलो मैं स्क्रीन शेयर करता हूँ तुम लोगों के लिए, मैच स्टार्ट करेंगे. हम्म, चलो स्टार्ट हो गया ना. ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, ऐसा कर देते हैं. थोड़ा पानी पीता हूँ तब तक. अरे कैरियर ऑन कर दिया यार, छे. कैरियर ऑन हो गया. 2 मिनट चेंज करता हूँ. यार टीम देखोगे, हंसना मत. वही मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड की स्कोर. यू आर एबल टू सी मी, 1 second. Yeah, you guys are able to see. It is Holland. Yes, Holland between the no winger Sancho, Antony, Musela, and the center midfielder Bruno Fernandes. Normally double six. I want to play. I love to play two number six. And Declan Rice from Arsenal. Chawal, 5 रुपए का चावल. In the deep midfielder, Martinez, Varane, Dello, and Malaysia. No change in there. I have on the bench Sesko, upcoming striker Rashford, then Kamavinga. I got it very cheap from Real Madrid. Silva, Wan Bissaka, Diallo, and Balde. Again, very cheap. बेंच में बहुत ही सिंपल बेंच है, ज़्यादा कोई टॉप प्लेयर नहीं है. But yeah, this is the team right now, and I still miss a number 7. Sorry, another number 8 जो कि मैं खरीदूंगा. By the way, ओके मैं मूव हो जाता हूँ इससे. हम्म, अरे क्विट हो जा भाई, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. कॉफ। मैं कमेंट नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ, 2 मिनट ना, मैं कमेंट ऑन करता हूँ। अरे मोबाइल भी मेरा ऑफ हो गया, चार्ज में लगा देता हूँ, मेरा मोबाइल ऑफ हो गया है। स्ट्रीम यार से करो तो लाइव स्ट्रीम ना, यही लफड़ा होता है, बहुत स्लो, बहुत स्लो, टू मच स्लो यार। ये अभी मैं इससे करूंगा ना, व्हाट यू से, ओबीएस है ना, मस्त चलेगा। ये एक प्रॉब्लम है, नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ पे। आ ही नहीं रहा है, वो ओबीएस से खेलना पड़ेगा, इसमें नहीं आएगा, इसमें नहीं आएगा, आई डोंट थिंक सो। इसमें नहीं आ रहा है। रेस्पॉन्ड ऑन द बेंच राइस, नो नो फेस दिखाओ, कमेंट्री करो। एक काम करता हूँ ना, ये स्ट्रीम को ना मैं यहीं पे क्लोज कर देता हूँ, फिर से करना पड़ेगा, इसमें नहीं हो पाएगा। ये चल ही नहीं रहा है, बहुत स्लो चल रहा है, मुझे वही ओबीएस ऑन करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है देन, मिलते हैं फिर 9:30 को, और कभी मिलते हैं फिर, ठीक है। मैच के बारे में अभी चाहिए, अभी चाहिए तो बोलो, लाइव राइट नाउ, ओबीएस में खेलो, लाइव राइट नाउ बोलो, लाइव राइट नाउ बोलोगे तभी मैं करूंगा। एटलीस्ट 10 लाइव राइट नाउ बोलेगा, हैशटैग लाइव, ठीक है, हैशटैग लाइव लिखो, 10, एटलीस्ट 10 हैशटैग लाइव आएगा तो मैं ओबीएस में अभी ऑन करूंगा, नहीं तो नहीं खेलेंगे। एटलीस्ट 10 बताओ, मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ। लाइव राइट नाउ, लाइव, ओके। ओके, इसको कैसे हैंडल करना है मैं वो सोच रहा हूँ। लिखते रहो, 10 लिखो, मैं तब तक देखता हूँ। इसको बंद नहीं करना है मुझे, ये लाइव स्ट्रीम को, फिर खेलना कैसे देखते हैं। देखो कितना सब्सक्राइबर हुआ, 6 सब्सक्राइबर ओनली टुडे। दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग ब्रदर, कि इतना मेहनत करोगे, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम दिस इंडियन फुटबॉल, ट्रस्ट में। ठीक है, लाइव को मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं इसको बंद नहीं करना है, राइट। सो व्हाट वी कैन डू इज, वी कैन स्टॉप, एनेबल ऑटो स्टॉप। ऑटो स्टॉप को मैं बंद कर देता हूँ, ऑटो स्टॉप को बंद, या इट, वी कैन डू इट, आई कैन डू इट, नो प्रॉब्लम, आई कैन डू इट। ठीक है, कर सकते हैं। आप लोग कितना कमेंट आया अभी तक? आ, वान टुक टुक भाई बोले हैं, भाई क्यूरेसरी को आज होस्ट करने दो। हील होस्ट मैं नहीं करूंगा, उनके चैनल में है, मैं बस उनका कॉपी पेस्ट कर दूंगा। लाइव 1 2 3 4 5, 5 6, 6 ही तो है, तुम लोग को देख ही पा रहा नहीं भाई। आ गया ना मैं, 6 है, 7, 10 नहीं है यार। चलो कोई नहीं, आप लोग इंटरेस्टेड नहीं हो फिर चलेगा, 7 ही ओनली। 7 इंडियन फैन से हम थोड़ा ना, 8, ओके, 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 लेट्स वेट फॉर अनदर 1 मोर मिनट, तब तक मैं ओबीएस खोल लेता हूँ फिर। ओनली 8, दैट्स इट। ओनली 8। Only 8. Bring more, guys. Bring more. मैं मेरा फोटो भी ला रहा हूँ. 24 वॉचिंग कैसे है फिर? वही तो पॉइंट है कि भाई अभी 18 हो गया. भाई चिंता मत करो, 8 कमेंट्स देख लेंगे, 80 कमेंट्स हो जाएगा. ठीक है चलो. मैं कैमरा यहाँ पे स्टॉप करता हूँ, मुझे 2 मिनट लगेगा इसको पूरा सब वहां पे सेटअप करने के लिए. 2 मिनट लगेगा. डोंट गो आउट. कैमरा यहाँ पे ऑफ करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है? 2 मिनट टाइम दो. आप लोग आवाज आ रहा है ना मेरा? 2 मिनट टाइम दो. आई एम जस्ट डूइंग इट. गिव मी अ मिनट. सब सेट करना है ना यहाँ पे फिर से, और वो भी स्ट्रीम यार्ड रहते रहते. सो नॉट गोइंग टू बी इजी. सो गिव मी सम टाइम. 2 मिनट. हाँ. जस्ट डूइंग इट. यस. ऑल गुड. वी आर गुड. सब सेट हो गया. वॉइस का बात में देखेंगे. हाँ, इसका देखता हूँ मैं. भाई लोग बताओगे लाइव स्ट्रीम कहाँ स्टेट हुआ क्या? कहाँ पे दिखा रहा है अभी लाइव स्ट्रीम? स्विच करना है मुझे. अभी कहाँ पे दिखा रहा है? कैसे देखूं मैं? नहीं तो दूसरा फिर से नया करना पड़ेगा. मेरे को लग तो यही रहा है. देखता हूँ मैं. कहाँ पे अभी कौन सा लाइव स्ट्रीम दिखा रहा है, मेरे को देखना है. अभी क्या दिखा रहा है? व्हाट ही इज शोइंग. और ये यूट्यूब भी दिखा रहा है अभी तक. यूट्यूब को बंद कर देते हैं.